with a bunch of people my age. I wanted parents. I wanted a mom and a dad. Before I even prayed it, the Lord had already answered my prayer with the Big Oak Ranch. Who would that 9-year-old be if she never came to the Big Oak Ranch? I would be trying to fight for survival instead of fighting to break a cycle.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
A Jefferson County man was arrested this week for seeking to offer a bribe to public servants. 26-year-old Tyler Glass was arrested for stealing merchandise from a Walmart. Authorities then found Glass to be in possession of meth and a meth pipe. Glass is then alleged to have offered the two officers $300 each if they would not press charges. Glass was still arrested by those officers and was able to post bond on Thursday of this week. And an automotive supplier for Kia and Hyundai, DAS North America, is announcing plans to expand its facility in Montgomery, which will create 100 new jobs. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Real Estate Minute. Many of the real estate laws have changed recently, and you need to know how this might affect you as a seller or a buyer. As an agent of the seller, the agent owes undivided loyalty and full confidentiality to the seller. The listing agent can recommend repair services and vendors, pricing guidelines, tips to help get your house in selling shape, and negotiate offers and counteroffers for your benefit. A facilitator, which is the new term, cannot suggest a price or counter or recommend anything. They offer very limited services. A buyer agent solely represents a buyer's interest and can recommend mortgage lenders, down payment alternatives, and can suggest an offer price and write an offer. Whether you are selling or buying, you need someone in your corner that's trained to represent their clients. After training over 15,000 agents throughout the state and help create and close thousands of home sales over 4 decades, get the straight information from Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
It's all a fugazi. You know what a fugazi is?
Fugazi. It's a fake.
Yeah, fugazi. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not real. Right.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Well, let's get into the fugazi. Right off the bat. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. Eddie Bader should be joining us in just a bit. Scott Mosley might even stop by. But apparently, Hillary Clinton yesterday had to testify at Chappaqua in front of a bunch of members of Congress, and repeatedly, reports Breitbart at least, maybe it's all a fugazi, that she repeatedly threw Bill under the bus. I'm no Tammy Wynette, stand by my man. But she got rid of that Arkansas draw pretty quick,
sure
didn't
did,
she? Yeah. But in her opening statement, which she later posted on X, Hillary Clinton said she had no idea of Epstein's criminal activities. I had no idea about their criminal activities. I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein. I never flew on his plane or visited his island home or offices. Speaking with reporters afterward, Clinton said she, quote, answered every one of their questions as fully as I could, adding that, quote, I never met Jeffrey Epstein, and I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance. I don't know how many times I had to say I didn't know Jeffrey Epstein. As Breitbart News reported in February, the Epstein files revealed that Ghislaine Maxwell attended Chelsea Clinton's wedding and played a substantial role in the Clinton Global Initiative, one of Bill Clinton's signature post-White House endeavors. Hillary Clinton recently said she had met Maxwell on a few occasions, attempting to distance herself from Maxwell and Epstein. Bill Clinton was featured prominently in the Epstein files. Despite this claim, Maxwell, in her Justice Department interview last year, said she had a very central role, quote-unquote, very central role, in setting up the Clinton Global Initiative. She also said Epstein was involved in the effort. By the way, isn't it funny that the Clinton Global Initiative and all these sort of big global initiatives, they close up shop after they're out of power? It's almost like people don't want to give them money unless you're actually a Secretary of State or a president.
You would think it would be the other way around, right? You would think that's my legacy, but no, that's just a front company to launder money.
Of course, yeah, and also to sell access. Sure. But it's a heck of a game. Like, who are they conning? I think they're conning the people paying them in many ways.
Oh, many ways, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a promise of access, but you barely even get a meeting.
But I think it's probably the people paying know that it may or may not work, but there's a path to get to them, is I guess the idea. So,
According to the Daily Mail, again, Daily Mail, maybe
Daily
it's all
Mail.
of
It's
Fugazi.
English.
Epstein's estate manager claimed that Bill and Hillary Clinton resided at the disgraced billionaire's baby-making ranch almost every year after they left the White House.
What was he doing there, do you think?
Making babies, probably.
Man, eating babies.
Yeah, possibly, or stem cells or something.
Yeah, right,
I don't know. Well, but you would think if they were doing blood transfusions, they'd look a lot younger.
Yeah, no shit. Excuse me. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. As Donald Trump said, the fat shot's not working. Your transfusion not working.
But according to NBC News Committee Chair Representative James Comer said Hillary's testimony was productive, adding that they learned a lot. When it came to certain questions about the Clinton Global Initiative, the former First Lady deflected by saying, "You have to ask my husband." This is where throwing Bill under the bus begins. Clinton also accused the panel of engaging in partisan, quote-unquote, partisan fishing expeditions during her opening testimony. "You've compelled me to testify, fully aware that I have no knowledge of that would assist your investigation in order to distract attention from President Trump's actions and cover them up despite legitimate calls for answers. If this committee is serious about learning the truth about Epstein's trafficking crimes, it would not rely on press gaggles to get answers from our current president on his involvement. It would ask him directly under oath about the tens of thousands of times he shows up in the Epstein files, whereas Trump has denied all wrongdoing." And that brings us to today. That was yesterday. And we got clips of it and stuff. Okay. I will say, if we do play this one clip at the press conference yesterday, the Republican fellas, they need to up their game.
What do you mean?
Compared to Anna Paulina Luna and Nancy Mace,
oh yeah,
all the men look like deformed, like snaggletooths. Like I'm like, what?
Marshmallow people.
Like, what is wrong with you fellas? Like, did y'all fall off a turnip truck? Like, what is your deal?
They need to go see Montgomery Men's Health.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, y'all got up your game. Just
being
being suited and booted is not going to ignore from that lack of a chin.
There you go.
Like,
or one, one
or the double chin, or
triple.
When is it? Why is your nose? Are you Polish? Because I get that. Anyway, bringing us to today. President Bill Clinton is having to testify at Chappaqua. And so Bill put out his opening statement to the public. Should I read it?
I think you should.
Good morning. Well, welcome to Chappaqua. I'm here today. I know this isn't a good Bill Clinton. It's just fun to talk this way.
I'm here to tell you at Chappaqua.
I'm here today for two reasons. The first is that I love my country, and America was built upon the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents, especially presidents. Yeah, he should know. Democracy requires every person to play their part, and I hope that by being here today, we can bring ourselves a little further away from the brink and back to being a country where we can disagree with one another civilly, where the search for truth and justice outweighs the partisan urge to score points and create spectacle. I'll do my part, and I hope you'll do yours. The second reason I'm here is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not only justice, but healing. Oh, God.
Hey, he's speaking first person, empirical.
They've been waiting for too long for both. Yeah. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein.
Brief?
Yeah, this is Bill Clinton talking. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication of what was truly going on, I am here to offer what little I know so that it might prevent anything like this from ever happening again. But before we start, I have to get personal. You made Hillary come in. She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. She has no memory of even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. When you subpoenaed 10 people or 10,000, including her, was simply not right. We began this hearing with me raising my hand and taking an oath to tell the truth.
Goodness.
But everyone has a responsibility to be honest with those they represent. Whether you raise your right hand or not, each and every one of us owes nothing less than the truth and accuracy to the American people.
Wow.
He goes on and says, now let me say what you're going to hear from me. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos you show me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter more than your interpretation of those 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. How do you know what you didn't see? I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do.
That sounds like a preemptive. I'm good to go. Yeah.
I saw nothing. I did nothing.
Nothing burger.
Careful with those definitive statements, Bill.
That's right.
That got you in trouble last time. As someone who grew up in a home with domestic abuse, not only would I not have flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not sweetheart deals. And again, not to just pick on Bill Clinton, I'll keep going with this statement. This is like, how is everybody just, well, we just weren't aware. We weren't aware of any of this stuff.
I know nothing.
But even with 20/20 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me pause.
Well, but let's think about that. He probably wouldn't be disturbed by seeing certain things. Think about that. I just never saw anything that caused me to wonder.
We are only here because he hid it from everyone so well for so long. And by the time it came to light with his 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with him. You'll often hear me say that I don't recall. That might be unsatisfying, but I'm not going to say something I'm not sure of. This was all a long time ago, and I am bound by my oath not to speculate or to guess. This is not merely for my benefit, but because it doesn't help you for me to play detective 24 years later. Since I am under oath, I will not falsely state that I am looking forward to your questions, but I am ready to answer them to the best of my abilities, consistent with the facts as I know them, the legitimate, the logical, and even the outlandish. With that, Mr. Chairman, fire away. So the video of Hillary, the video of Bill will be released. It's just how like Leslie Wexner's video and deposition, where his lawyer, because Wexner just kept going on waxing poetic, and his lawyer, you remember that, leaned in and it was caught on hot mic. If you say that again, I will effing kill you. Yeah, if you don't answer with less than 5 words, I will.
We saw Bill Gates come out and do a preemptive, I'm sorry for the things I've done and the infidelities.
He with like Russian hookers or something
he said
like
the
that?
Infidelities and the allegations that I was connected to any of this. So.
What is with the Russian like prostitutes? I don't understand.
They smell
that.
like urine and
Just
sweat.
like Hunter Biden and like
Trump
Trump accused.
They're easy. They're easy. Hey, everybody's had a ride.
Yeah. It's so gross. Are we going to get to the bottom of this?
No.
And by the way, if you're like, this topic is the moral question of our time and stuff,
crux.
you might
It's the
feel
crux.
like genuine and earnest about that. Fair enough. But right now, the top trending thing on X is Pombon. Pombon. You know what Pombon is?
I do not. But
It's one of the new starter Pokemon for the new Pokemon game that's come out on the Nintendo Switch too. Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing.
Like Wind and Waves, Pokemon Wind and Waves. So as everybody's like, oh, the Epstein stuff and the debt's out of control, and we're about to bomb Iran. Why is Pakistan fighting Afghanistan?
Cubans trying to take over Cuba.
Right. Why are Cubans killing Americans?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, all these stuff is important. Nope. The thing that is on the top of the leading trending story is about Pokemon. And I must say, Pombon, he's adorable. And he's a fire
he's very
type.
likable, but he's a little bit feisty too.
Yeah,
they're fun.
They are
That's all
printing money with that
You
franchise.
kidding, brother.
And I am still tempted to go out because I love those games.
It's fun,
as a kid.
isn't it? It's
Yo,
fun.
they're great.
It's fun,
And now I'll burn through one of those in like a day or two, and then it's like, why did I buy a gaming system? Like I've learned my lesson from Years gone by. But that's the state of the world.
But it's nostalgia for you. You're like,
Yes.
oh, man,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember those days.
It's
Yeah.
pure escapism. I'm trying not to do pure escapism.
Sure, I got you. You're
much
trying to
these
face
days.
the monsters down. I got you. No pun
Exactly
intended.
right.
No pun intended with you.
So what a mess with the Epstein stuff. Now, here is Nancy Mace going back to yesterday.
Yeah.
Claiming a detail about inside the room, and we'll see if the video ever surfaces, and it will.
Okay.
And you also see what I mean here?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
By
Look
the
at-
Republican men in the
look at
to
him.
step up there. Now, I will say there are some dark and handsome fellas on the Senate side.
Yeah.
They're
Not-
young
not in
men,
the House.
former military men, strong jaws, like
Not in the House.
not enough in the House, at least not on the Oversight Committee. Or at least the one standing here, because look at this. Look at this motley crew. Like, Nancy Mace looks like an anime character, number one.
She does, doesn't she? She looks
Yeah.
like Kanji from Attack on Titan.
Yeah. And then Anna Paulina Luda, she was a Maxa model. But then you look at, look at that. Like, what is that?
That is the beginning of a double chin, and he's so young, too.
What wasn't that? Has that guy got a Gen Blossom?
Oh, my God.
Man, have you seen those? Like,
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
Like, people's heads get bigger, too. Like, the
Disturbing,
more
very
they drink.
disturbing,
And,
yeah, I know.
anyway. Here, this is
Gen
Nancy
Blossom.
Mace talking about what happened inside the room with Hillary.
Go ahead.
It's our understanding that you guys asked Secretary Clinton yesterday about photos of her husband in Epstein files. What was her reaction when you showed various photos, for example, of her husband in the jacuzzi that we've seen?
I'm gonna let Miss Mace answer that. We're on TV.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
He said that because she's notoriously a potty mouth.
You're right.
She is
She will
filthy.
drop some bombs.
Filthy woman. Keep going.
She didn't want to answer any questions about any of that and deferred most of those, if not all of those questions, to her husband, and he will be thoroughly asked about that today. You know, what did he know? When did he know? What did he see? Because there are other people who've come forward publicly, like Kevin Spacey, who thought all of this was very strange and actually a very high risk for a president of the United States or former president. It's all very bizarre, but I asked her very pointed questions, and you'll see that in the transcript and the video that comes out, and you'll see how she responded as well, screaming.
Ms. Mace, what do you mean that Hillary Clinton was screaming?
She was unhinged. And
You think that guy is in talk radio? Miss Mace, was she screaming?
I hope that President Clinton is less unhinged today than his wife was yesterday. You'll see it.
Unhinged. I like it.
Unhinged.
Unhinged gal.
Oh, what a mess. Like, and are we going to get to the bottom of this? I don't believe it.
Let me ask you something.
I don't believe it. We're going to get to the bottom.
I try to step back from it because I know it means a lot to certain people.
Of course.
And listen, let me ask you, why would this surprise you? Those that are wealthy and have all this power can exploit people and do it all the time. Okay, so maybe there was a lot of people involved. This is happening right now in other realms.
Well, and I maintain there were people doing the most depraved stuff you don't even want to mention.
Yes.
And you probably don't know their names. Now, maybe you've done some deep digging and you suspect some certain folks, but what I mean is they aren't like Bill Clinton and Donald Trump names.
There's some other people out there. Yeah.
Like Epstein had everybody's phone number and everybody's email.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nuts seeing all that come out in this way. And so the question to me always goes back to that initial 2008 prosecution and how limited that investigation was. The comment from the U.S. attorney at the time that he was intelligence. And it's like, I maintain the theory, and it's just a general
And the
one,
sweetheart
that
deal he
essentially Epstein, because of his work with intelligence agencies, multiple across the world, like it's amazing to think, Iran-Contra.
I know.
He is like the money guy, the money laundering
I
guy.
know.
That's so he's connected. Let's just say.
He was
so
a
I think
facilitator.
he had that, for lack of a better word, you James Bond fans. He had a license to kill. He was allowed to live in the gray area, in the shadows, and I think he abused his license to kill in a way that, is some of the most depraved demonic behavior on earth.
Absolute demonic is the key word.
The destruction of innocence because it's innocent.
That's right.
And, man, I would love to see us get to the bottom of that.
The depravity, yes, I agree.
But just the amount of craziness that is out there today, it's not just the Epstein stuff. Like, it's instant. I was going through it in my mind as I got done with prayer and what I'm doing now in the mornings, and I started looking at the news and also thinking back to some of the stuff we've covered, and it's example after example after example of the demonic or evil spirits or whatever you want to call
Spiritual warfare, yeah.
Perverse appetites.
Everywhere.
Destructive appetites, accusation just to accuse without any grounding, scattering people's individual minds. Well, for instance, transgender Democrat lawmaker says porn sites are educational for kids. They should not be age requirements. Yeah, stuff like that. And again, I'm like, that's
the normalization of the abnormal and aberrations of God is the work of the deceivers, of the dark ones. So.
The accuser and the scatterer, and they are legion. And I'm noticing, like, the more there are more and more people going back to church, you're also seeing more and more of this darkness rising up. And it's once you start seeing it, once you start noticing these patterns, I don't even like to necessarily go that particular person, though sometimes you have to. I'd like to more think of it as these are certain spirits that, and people start to give in to these things. It doesn't have to be magic. It doesn't have to be like dramatic Hollywood. It can really play into this idea of, no, you just go down a certain path. You start living a certain way.
And it's normal.
And at a certain point, as you're living in that way, you will make a choice where you know what you're doing.
Yep. And you do it.
And you do it. And then, okay, maybe God grants you a grace down the road. And you know, at that second point, you know exactly what you're doing. You know, I just did a Bible study last night about 1 Samuel, King Saul.
Oh, yeah. I love
and how
Saul.
King Saul literally engaged in divination or witchcraft.
Oh, yeah.
Summoned the dead,
Hey, summoned
and in
the dead,
fact manipulated and lied to the witch.
Necromancy.
And the witch even freaks out, saying,
she's like, you've done...
Right, but you notice when you see that whole story of Saul and then David, how the Spirit of God leaves Saul and goes to David, and Saul slowly, he makes choices.
He's consumed.
He continues to make... What's the first reason he ends up losing the Spirit of God? The Spirit of God leaves him, is because he's supposed to wait for Samuel.
Yeah, before he goes
to the battle, and he
kills everything, but he brings stuff out too.
Right, and he brings the king Agag back, and he also puts down sacrifices.
That's right.
That isn't his prerogative to sacrifice.
God said,
So
kill
he's like,
everything.
I did all this stuff, like I put out sacrifice and all these things, and it's like, okay, that you messed up. But
Samuel
so
goes,
right now
"Oh."
your dynasty's dead.
Yep.
And then he makes another choice, and then his kingship's dead.
That's right.
And then he makes that final choice with a literal witch, and he dies by suicide.
Yes, he does.
Falls
He
on
fell
his own sword.
Fell on his own sword, and he is the classic example of what not to do.
Yeah, I want to thank Father Alex at St. Pete. I give credit. He was a great, laid it out in a great way.
That's cool.
And when you see, like, it's not always going to be as dramatic as, like, The Exorcist and a head's turning 360.
Very subtle.
It is
Very
much
subtle.
more subtle. Much more subtle. And everybody is tempted to this stuff. That's the way this stuff works. Nobody is perfectly pure about this. That's just the nature of it. But there are definitely folks who maybe they're engaged in something and they realize, oh my God, I can't be doing this, and they change, or they walk away from it. Or it could be you are walking in darkness and you got a guardian angel looking out for you.
This is true.
But there are definitely folks, and I'm sure everybody out there listening knows this. You don't even have to put it in terms of faith and belief. That there are certain moments in life where you make certain decisions and you are given over to those decisions. Okay, you want to be in charge? You're in charge.
Yep.
And I'm just seeing it time after time after time. For instance, the story about the queer animal studies at the University of South Alabama. I thought that was just a bizarre... Like, I'm not denying the biology and stuff. There's a lot of interesting stuff in nature, but I'm like, wait, so your basic argument is because the animals do it? That doesn't seem like it really does seem like that's just another one example. Like, there's a whole panoply of different sins and depravities out there. But it does seem like we're getting to the point, despite all the claims of I'm right and just and those other guys are hypocrites. No, and then the constant back and forth. It seems like we're getting to the point of the whole extent of the law is do what you will.
You're right. And I think part of the strategy or the tactics that's employed by the dark forces is to normalize on a level through a period of time to make it diluted to a point where people don't see it. You're right. And I think that's the end result of it.
And you give excuse after excuse after excuse. And, well, we are where we are.
We see it.
And I am not under the delusion that I don't think politics saves us from
No,
this.
not at all. That's actually, I would argue that politics is where you see it manifest the most. Yeah.
And in a way, that was Israel's mistake with a king.
Right. That's absolutely
God gave him a king.
That's right.
But that ain't going to solve a political fix. A political change of a system is not going to solve the underlying problem here.
And the demons that we talk about, the principalities, the dominions, these the thrones, they occupy on the minds of leaders and nations their actions. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, and I know, and I'm learning and more what I believe. I am happy to be ecumenical about stuff and say there are deep mysteries at the bottom of this stuff, and we are not the ones in charge. So we can operate in good faith even with folks who disagree with us on fundamental things. But man, it's what a world we live in, because that's just, we're just scratching the surface. That said, let's do something to, well, I was going to say clean the palate, but with all the Epstein talk, this is probably not the way to say it. It's a palate cleanser.
Let's flush the toilet then.
I'm not talking about eating babies at all. But this happened in Ithaca, New York.
Okay.
One hospital experienced a memorable day when 2 newborns were born within hours of each other, and it shocked the maternity ward. On January 31st, the maternity unit at Cayuga Medical Center welcomed 2 babies whose sizes were on opposite sides of the spectrum, creating a special long-lasting memory. I'm looking at the photo here before I even say this. Wow. That
baby.
How big's that mom? Woo. Long-lasting memory for both parents as well as the doctors and nurses. First, the maternity unit assisted parents Tarika and Sean with the delivery of their record-setting baby boy, Sean Jr. The newborn entered the world weighing a whopping 13 pounds.
That's a big baby.
Making him the largest baby ever born at the hospital.
Oh, my goodness.
Although the family expected their newborn would be on the bigger side, his size still surprised him. We knew he'd be bigger, but we didn't expect this, said Tarika. I'm sure you didn't. He's already wearing 3 to 6 month diapers and clothes.
Oh, my goodness.
It feels like I skipped straight to having a 3-month-old. Hours later, doctors and nurses helped parents Chloe and Victor deliver their baby. The doting parents had a completely different experience from Tarika and Sean, with their newborn entering the world at only 4 pounds. Oh. The contrast of their baby's size to the hospital's record-breaking one made the moment even sweeter for each of the parents. Cool. So here is,
let's see.
I can pull up these photos here. Yeah, here it is.
Okay.
Excuse all my tabs on
Oh, my.
top.
There's a complete difference between...
Look at how big that 13-pound baby is.
I know, right?
That is a massive baby.
It's a very, very disparity of size, yeah.
That poor mother.
Goodness, she's glad he's gone. If I would, as my mom would say, if I didn't drink that castor oil, I would never have gotten rid of him.
Yeah, but then you see what is truly, and I emphasize, the miracle of life.
Oh, it is.
In all its shapes and sizes. And I'll say this. One thing that's gotten me in this headspace, I keep going back, I already said it on the show, is that James Tallarico justification of abortion by citing the obedience of Mary when God says, the Holy Spirit will come upon you. You will have a son. To use that to say, no, actually, women should be at liberty to end life in the womb. And especially that when it wasn't just a normal baby, it was God
That's sacrilege.
that gives life to all. But think about it. With all the darkness in this world, what does it want to tell, in particular, young women? And imagine, there's awful scenarios.
Sure.
Where it isn't, you weren't planning on it. Or it is forced on you.
Sure.
You can think of the worst situations. Sure. But let's talk about just fairly normal. It seems like the world is telling people that, in particular women that might have children, or think we'll have it later, is, well, why would you want to bring a kid into this awful place anyway? Why would you want to bring a kid into when the world's going to, essentially burn up from climate change and be flooded? Why would you want to bring in a kid to this world when the fascist is running this government and when AI is going to bring us all down? Why would you want to bring a child into all this? Because life is a miracle, and it's worth every bit of suffering.
Amen.
Every bit. That's it. We got to hit a break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hey, this is Ashley, owner of Pest Pro Services, and I want to help you take back your yard this spring. We protect your outdoor space from mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks so you can enjoy being outside. We treat where mosquitoes live and breed with pro-level care, which means fewer bites, more time outside, and a backyard ready for fun. Give us a call at 265-9990 or visit us at ppsriverregion.com. That's 265-9990 and follow us on Facebook at Pest Pro Services. And remember, when you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro.
When winter settles in, homes should feel warm, safe, and comfortable. The Luke Wire team has taken care of River Region families since 1983 with their trusted technicians and 24/7 emergency services. From furnace repairs to heat pump issues, they're there when your family needs them most. This winter, choose a company you can trust for the comfort your family deserves. Whatever you require, call Luke Wire. AL license number 22154.
Hi, I'm Brian McMahon with Turf Stalkers. Within a few months of advertising with Blue Water, our customer base doubled. If you're looking for similar results, we highly recommend advertising with Blue Water.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Blue Water Broadcasting hopes you'll open your heart and lend a hand during Warm Hearts for Seniors. We're collecting much-needed supplies for the Central Alabama Aging Consortium, which provides vital home and community-based services for seniors, disabled adults, and their caregivers in Montgomery. Their mission is simple but powerful, helping seniors live active, independent lives where they can truly thrive. Here's how you can help. Donate items like cleaning supplies, blankets, fans, meal replacement shakes, exercise stretch bands, and stress balls. Drop off your donations at our sponsored locations: Riverside Chevrolet, Piggly Wiggly in Prattville, Corky's Homes, Premier Portable Buildings, Southern Metal Supply, and also at Blue Water Broadcasting Studios. Together, we can make a real difference for seniors right here in the River Region. Please join us for Warm Hearts for Seniors, and let's give back to those who've given so much.
Pizza and wings. Nothing goes better with watching basketball than with something to fill up the family from Pizza Perfect. Buy any large pizza and get 10 boneless wings for free. Absolutely free. Pizza Perfect is known for their all-you-can-eat buffet that includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Pizza and wings from Pizza Perfect in Eastbrook.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The best news is no cold air in sight. The risk of showers clears out of the state early. Then we start to see improvement later on, especially in the afternoon. With a high temperature today up to about 72. Just a little bit cooler tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low temperature down to about 51. Great weekend forecast. We start off with clouds tomorrow, then work our way into sunshine. Nice day, high 73. Sunday looks like a beautiful day with a high in the upper 70s with mostly sunny skies. And even Monday, what a great start to the week with more sun, high in the upper 70s again. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. And I want to play this short clip. Of course, this gentleman was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Wow.
At the State of the Union. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Royce Williams is hero pilot, and his story couldn't be told because it was a secret mission to take out Soviet
classified,
planes.
yeah, right.
And this is him, I guess, what is it, Hall of Heroes at the Pentagon?
Mm-hmm. That's right. They have a Hall of Heroes there.
He's being inducted there, and this is what Royce had to say after being inducted, wearing his Congressional Medal of Honor as he's speaking.
Okay.
I don't go looking for honors.
100 years old.
I can't believe the last couple of days. And it's not even in my imagination. Just like any other sailor and soldier, which I was once, set out to be good at whatever I do for my country. All I say is, God bless America and all glory to God. Thank you.
What a hero.
Amen.
I mean, God, people like that. And I hope that our good friend Major Capers is going to be pinned on soon, I'm hearing, in a couple months. So
Here's here. Now, did you hear the show earlier? What I watched the State of the Union with my grandfather?
No, I didn't hear that part.
Well, they gave out another Congressional Medal of Honor. I mean, Trump's giving out awards and medals and all sorts of stuff. And so after the first one, my grandfather was he asked the AI, what's the stipend?
It's a lot. It's like it's been moved up.
Right. It used to be only a few $100, right?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like $1,400. Now it's like $10,500.
It's a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, wow. And then they put, as Melania's pinning the Congressional Medal of Honor on this 100-year-old hero, Royce Williams, my grandfather, just under his breath in passing, goes, well, he's not going to get that stipend for long.
He's right.
I was like, amen.
He's like, it came a little late, but thanks.
That's one of the funniest things I've heard in a
that's funny. Your
very
grandfather
long time. But, I worry we are losing that generation. It was bound to happen. It's part of how the clock ticks and how history is made. But I worry it's so much that how many people heard that today? Especially the folks fighting online and giving into the darkness. How many of them saw that guy give that speech?
Glory to God. Oh, glory to God, he said.
And, I think when somebody gets 100 especially, if not, you can be a little younger and still get, I think, these insights. But when somebody hits that age where they're contemplating, life, their whole life in retrospective, though their voice is often softer and not as bolstered, it's broken and compared to what they might have used to be. Their bodies are broken, what it used to be. Maybe their minds aren't as sharp. But there is something about that, the wisdom that experience brings, and also how all the stuff you cared about in life, all the stuff you fought for, and all the stuff you strived for, does it matter compared to some of the basic things when you realize it at the end of the day? Now, that said, I've met some folks who are older. It's like, man, where's the wisdom? You've got all these years of experience, and I'm like, no, that moved me today, and just wanted to share that.
Well, I'm glad you did, and I'm going to tell you, what's the first thing that comes to my mind when I see him in a Christian way? Grace. He has grace.
Amen.
He's very full of grace right there. I did what I had to do, and all the glory to God.
Now, can we go from grace to uh-oh?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
This is a gentleman in the Washington state legislature
okay,
named Joe Fitzgibbon.
Good Irish drinker there. So.
Yeah, and apparently before a big committee meeting or whatever, he threw back a few.
Let's see what he has to say.
Drinky. Like, I always want to be part of the Rat Pack, but I guess politics will
that'll
suffice here. But let's listen in.
Really hard time right now, for many reasons, but more than anything because of the expenses that we have been sent our way from Washington, D.C. Those are tough things that we are.
See, he's doing the pretend you're not drunk thing. No, and don't get me wrong. You've seen me drunk. Like, we've all been drunk.
Yeah,
but we've all, not all of us, but a lot of us have been there. But to do it like on the job.
You wouldn't come in and on the air like that.
Hey guys, the show, everybody.
You've got enough common sense for that. This guy doesn't.
Hey, Eddie, you got any jelly beans?
Yeah, jelly. You got a pie over there?
Right.
That's funny.
He keeps going.
We're grappling with. But we also have, I think, through this budget shown that in spite of those incredible challenges, in spite of those incredible expenses, that Washington state taxpayers are now being asked to bear, we have still managed to put forward a budget that prioritizes the people of our state in K-12 education, in higher education, in the social safety net. And I don't know that there's any member here who can't think of a lot of things that we would have liked to see funded that aren't funded today.
And your time's up.
I am grateful to all the members of this committee and all the members of the House for putting forward their ideas and making sure that the operating budget that we've put forward does not forget that the people that we are working to represent, the people that we are working to lift up and support, don't always have a voice in this process, and that their voice is
through me
carried forward by the members of this body.
Oh my goodness! Listen, that was classic.
Funny enough, he reminds me of some of our callers. But he put it out there.
That's great.
I deeply regret and apologize for the fact that I consumed alcohol before the work of the Appropriations Committee
great, you think?
Was complete on Wednesday, and the result was obvious. This was a serious mistake for many reasons. Being impaired in that situation was harmful to my work and my coworkers. This was a painful and embarrassing lesson, one I won't forget, and I will not put myself and others in this situation again in the future. Again, I apologize. That wasn't the worst drunk I've ever seen. But
no, I was going to say, I thought he was going to maybe really, but he meandered for too long.
Oh yeah, he shaved the trail off. Anyway, I love you, man.
Yeah, I love you too.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you, man.
Anyway.
That should tell you the state of Washington state politics.
And sticking to how many folks do you think
have
been drunk down there in Alabama? Right.
Come on. They go to lunch. Right. They do the long lunch. Yeah.
Right. I mean, come on. It's just
the nature. They don't get up and maybe talk. You're smart. Right. Discretion's a better part of valor, Joey.
Though I'm sure they could tell some stories. Somebody hey, Bobby, don't do that.
Think about this, though, Joey. And before our time, in my time, the Mad Men kind of concept. People were drinking in the office, smoking in the office, carrying on. That's what they did.
Oh no, that's a very much a thing with in journalism stuff, in a lot of corporate jobs, and people go get pretty buzzed during lunch.
Yeah, right.
Like do a 2-hour lunch. Like you get all your work done in the morning,
right?
You got your article
now
set,
you're on cruise control,
and you just
have a good time. Let's let the party start now.
Now, here's another crazy story.
Okay.
Police near Atlanta.
Okay.
Kindly asked parents Wednesday.
Okay.
To double check lunches they pack for their children.
Okay.
After one little tyke came to school with a martini to wash down a midday snack. The South Fulton County Police Department, the South Fulton Police Department released a picture of what, at a quick glance, looked like a normal school lunch. Like, I'm seeing Doritos. I'm seeing, are those some pickles and a sandwich? But a closer examination, the aluminum can, it looks like, lemonade or something.
Sure.
Wasn't juice, soda, or any
hard cider or something.
It was a can of lemon martini made with vodka,
Nice.
triple sec, and lemon juice, according to the label.
Nice.
Who made that mistake? That is not Capri Sun. That is not apple juice, police said in a statement about the youngster's one martini lunch. This is a whole parent had a long night starter pack. The beverage is 11% alcohol.
Nice.
Or twice the ABV of most beers. Check the lunchbox before the Fulton County Schools police resource officers got to do inventory at recess, said the police department. Oh, man, I want to know the backstory on that.
Here's one from you on the smoking gun, which I love. This was, speaking of this is April 5th, 2022. Ryan Baker, Louisiana State Police, received a call from the staff of a child care facility in Ouachita Parish. Further investigation revealed Jennifer Wise had left approximately 1 gram, one Xanax bar, a white bar, in her 4-year-old's lunch bag when she dropped her off at daycare. Then they went on further, found a lunch card with the residue of methamphetamine on it.
Oh, my goodness. Now that's
should have paid in cash.
Yeah, and like the lunchbox thing was like, okay, that's a silly mistake. Don't do that again. But then, like,
wow,
meth and Xanax and
poor kid.
Oh, yeah, that person's probably going to be investigated.
Perhaps.
Anyway, we got to hit another break. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, they're ready to help out you fellas if you just don't feel like you're up for it anymore. You know what I mean? Anything. Up for anything. You have no life force, no libido. Maybe you do have ED, erectile dysfunction. Or it could be you just feel wiped out, like when you wake up in the morning. Or you're falling asleep right after lunch. Your waistline's creeping bigger. The bedroom confidence is slipping.
Mental fog, right?
And if you notice, by the way, she notices. But gentlemen, you're not alone in this. I know a lot of guys think I'm the only guy. None of my friends have ever talked to me about this.
Right.
Don't be shy about it. For a lot of guys, low T, ED, low performance, it can be a problem. But Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro, is ready to help you out. They have been helping folks for the last several years here in Montgomery, Alabama, in-person care, not the quick fly-by-night online pills, but they get their labs done quickly. It's urology-backed medicine. And it's not like, again, they're just like these online places going to throw whatever at you, generic, and see if it sticks. No, they will do personalized treatment plans, and really they have a lot, because, I'm a client over there. They have a lot of different options for where you are in life, given your underlying issues. But, I mean, there are guys in their 50s who go by and they feel decades younger. They feel like they're back in their 30s again. They get their confidence back in the bedroom. They got more energy at work, maybe to pull that all-nighter even to really get a project done. They're back in the gym gaining muscle again. So, gentlemen, if you want to solve that problem, again, you're not alone in this. Get by Montgomery Men's Health. Make an appointment today at 440-3663. That's 440-3663, or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
I'm liking this bumper music. Hey, you got some new stuff coming up, man. I like it.
All AI powered. No, I made the demos.
Of course.
But put them in there. I got tired of the same ones I made. But the same. That's what's so cool about this.
I like it.
It's like the familiar made new again. Now, we got a tale of mixed signals here.
Okay.
Two stories. And this has to do with Israel and Iran.
Okay.
Mike Huckabee, Ambassador Huckabee, he's the U.S. ambassador to Israel, warns embassy staff in Israel to leave country today. So you see that and you go, well, they're bombing Iran.
Right.
Breaking. Marco Rubio to travel to Israel early next week.
Okay.
Man, they know what they're doing.
Of course they do.
Like, just send out mixed signals on purpose, a big old smoke screen, and I don't know what's going to happen. But remember, folks, before Midnight Hammer, Israel is the one who struck first, and they struck hard.
They did.
I was kind of blown away by how feckless, the Iranians were in responding.
Well, did you see what CIA's been doing? They've been doing a massive drive to hire would-be assassins within the Farsi community there. And I've heard that they've been working with Mossad. So there's a lot of movement pieces going on right now. So, yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it depends on maybe what happens in the negotiation room.
You know, I got to ask you something, and it's just why this was asked to me. I was talking with Sean Sullivan the other day. He goes, do you think there's anything meaningful? I said, there is absolutely nothing that will come out of the negotiations that would be sufficient for the Israelis or the Americans, because their whole premise is stop enrichment of uranium. And they've said, we're not going to. So what are we really debating?
Oh, no, but that's what they're trying to get them to budge on. Like, you can...
I wouldn't trust them.
Like, the Russians will ship you plenty of uranium
Sure,
to use.
sure.
Like, I mean, we've got ways of y'all doing this for civilian purposes. But if you're going to continue to enrich underground at that, with also developing ballistic missile technology, more and more and more, I
have zero confidence in, or I have any credibility in negotiating with them.
So you think the bombs are coming for Iran?
Here's what I think. I think that they have prolonged this in an effort to see what's going to happen in fractures within the government, which they have gotten some fractures and people splitting, causing some chaos. Because here's the deal. They have rehearsed this. I mean, I'm telling you, every day they have a battle plan that they've worked on for future operations, which involves probably 75 to 100 strategic sites, which will limit their government responsibility to internal strife and struggle. It's not about really killing the Ayatollah. It's about unseating their balance of power so that people can take over the country is what I think they're trying to do.
Well, and right next door, right to, I guess, the east of Iran, Pakistan is bombing the Taliban.
Yeah.
And this is, I believe, after the Afghan Taliban fired on some border crossings between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And the Saudis have now said, hey, we'll support you, Pakistan.
That's a really interesting mix. Afghanistan is the wild card, and people don't know what to make of them, and they're kind of strange.
And no, the reason things like the Abraham Accords can't happen is the Gulf Arab monarchs are saying, we are done with Al-Qaeda.
Yes.
We're done with the hardcore Islamists, and I don't even know how much play. I just haven't looked how much play even something like the Muslim Brotherhood would have in Saudi or.
They're the root of all of it, but they have become marginalized. Yeah. The real one is ISIS, obviously, and Al Qaeda. There's also sub-regional like Palestinian Islamic Jihad,
Sure.
But they all derive from the idea of the Muslim Brotherhood and Anwar Sadat from Egypt. But so I don't know. I think that the card's been played out pretty hard, and I think that we're ready to move on from that.
Yeah, it could be you've got Pakistan and Saudi and maybe a few others with capabilities jumping in and bombing the crap out of Afghanistan while the United States and Israel's bombing the crap out of Iran.
If you take care of Iran, you take care of Afghanistan, you take care of 90% of the problems in the world.
But thanks Joe Biden for leaving all those weapons and capabilities in the hands of the Taliban. Dadgum, man.
Listen, that makes me sick. Whenever we talk about that, I get so turned on it that it makes me want to scream. But at any rate, it is what it is. But
Well, we'll see over the weekend.
Yeah, something might happen. And then I'd say that probably by Monday we would have some indication of what's going on.
Well, we got to hit the top of our break first. This part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors. Normally we talk to Austin Barenko, who runs the brokerage desk over there at Invista. But they do more than, of course, they can do it in a great way, help manage that investment portfolio of yours. Whatever strategy you're kind of going for, wherever you are in life, whatever risk you're willing to take on. But it's more than just that. Mm-hmm. They also have an entire interdisciplinary team. So you've got business consultants, CPAs, investment advisors, and they'll provide a comprehensive approach to financial planning and asset management. Mm-hmm. So again, wherever you are in life, so like you're a young man, you're just starting a family, or a young woman starting a family, and you want to get life insurance.
Life insurance, right, yeah.
You want to be able to set things up as you go through life, set up funds for the kids. Sure. Make sure you're taking care of end-of-life concerns. Maybe all your money's tied up in like a small business, and eventually you want to retire. How do I even get off this crazy train?
Austin can help you with that. That's for sure.
They can help you with that. Austin and the great team there in Invista Advisors. So if you want to get in touch with them, just call them direct. Start the conversation today at 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back. Second hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will make a quick trip to Israel early next week. The State Department says that this comes as tensions between the U.S. and Iran remain high following the latest nuclear talks, and U.S. forces continue to gather in the region. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy in Israel is urging staff to leave now if they want, as risk in the Middle East war looms, and if they want to get out without delay, now would be the best time. Former President Bill Clinton has told members of Congress he did nothing wrong, in his words, in his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. He also says he saw no signs of Epstein's sexual abuse. Clinton says that by the time the abuse came to light with a 2008 guilty plea by Epstein, he had long stepped away of associating with him. On Wall Street, it's been a real struggle today. Right now, the Dow is down 666 points. This is SRN News.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. A lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The best news is no cold air in sight. The risk of showers clears out of the state early. Then we start to see improvement by later on, especially in the afternoon. With a high temperature today up to about 72. Just a little bit cooler tonight, partly cloudy overnight, low temperature down to about 51. Great weekend forecast. We start off with clouds tomorrow, then work our way into sunshine. Nice day, high 73. Sunday looks like a beautiful day with a high in the upper 70s with mostly sunny skies. And even Monday, what a great start to the week with more sun, high in the upper 70s again. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery police are investigating a Thursday shooting that left a man fighting for his life. MPD responded to the food shop in the 3600 block of Narrow Lane Road where officers found a man suffering from a life-threatening gunshot wound. The unidentified victim was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Suspect and motive remain unknown. DAS North America announced a $77 million expansion project in Montgomery on Thursday. The company supplies seat components to Hyundai and Kia. The expansion is expected to bring 100 new jobs to Montgomery. Construction is scheduled to be completed by early next year with full operations to begin by 2028. It is time to register your child for pre-K in Montgomery Public Schools. A registration session will be held Saturday from 8 to 3 p.m. at McKee Pre-K Center on Nice Drive. Health screenings will also be available. A child needs to be 4 years old on or before September 1st to be eligible for pre-K in the fall. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Friday edition of the program. As I'm kicking off the second hour, my mind, Troy, is on. I talked about it yesterday, but these weenie Republicans, these old GOP, Mitch McConnell being wheeled around like a vegetable, and I don't try to, like, I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. Like, the reporters were asking him questions, like, why are you holding this up? And he's just like, he's not even there.
It doesn't look good.
And Susan Collins is, and I'm like, guys, why are you holding back on this? Like, this is an 80-20 issue. What's the issue?
I agree.
Voter ID, proof of citizenship. You even have the vast majority of unelected Democrats agree with this. And yet, for some reason, the GOP can't get this done. And it really does remind you of what the party has been and was for so many years.
Agreed.
And they don't want to change, and especially like somebody like Mitch, who I'm sure people still owe that guy favors. Now, how much power does he actually wield? For instance, I'm looking at Thune now. I'm wondering, he's the majority leader, but how much power does Thune actually have when you have these folks who were 20 years his senior, if not 30 years,
he's a puppet.
still blocking everything? and not wanting to play ball with the new majority leader at all. And that's no way to do business, but it's the nature of the institution still as we speak. And it's a shame. It's a crying shame. And it's not like they're asking them to go nuclear, like completely blow up the filibuster rule or anything like that. Saying, hey, if you want to do a filibuster,
sure,
you have to talk. You have to. It needs to be Mr. Smith goes to Washington. Like, and honestly, who wouldn't love that? I know the reasons why they don't love it is, well, we got to get the government back open for the Department of Homeland Security, and this will waste a lot of floor time, and blah, 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 blah. But I thought most kids, like when you first fall in love with politics, when you get the idealized, romanticized version of it, this is what America should be.
It should
that
be.
if you disagree, you get up and you talk and you make your point.
There used to be that.
And now it's like, just, no, it's a procedural thing that we do in the darkness of the night in silence. And it's just another, again, symptom of the rot within the system. But again, this is also an 80-20 issue. I believe this was Will Cain's show on Fox. And he's usually on when I'm around the radio or whatever. But I've always liked Will Cain. I remember when he was on The Blaze, when Glenn Beck first started it up. He used to have long hair like I did. And now he got all that shortcut and all this stuff. But this is an amazing moment where I'll just play the clip first, and then we can describe to the audience who we're looking at. Let's listen in.
The act is very likely more aimed at voter suppression and at keeping key demographics that the Republican Party does not want voting to not show out and vote. I think very often minority demographics.
That's not true.
No. So this is the thing where the suggestion is it's going to keep the black vote down. I've got two black panelists here. Ajwa?
That's not true.
Do you have ID and proof of citizenship?
Yeah, and if I need a copy of my birth certificate, it's just a matter of going online or going up to the department and asking for it and showing my information to get it. I mean, to say that it would negatively affect a minority group because they're somehow not educated enough to get these documents is completely outrageous.
Annie?
And that is just a perfect example. Like, skinny little white guy with the unkempt hair. I'm wanting to talk.
At voter suppression and at
but he's a nerd.
Key demographics that the
Brett
Republican Party
Trussell
does not want voting to not show out and vote. I think very often minority demographics.
That's not true.
So this is the thing where the suggestion is it's going to keep the vote down. I've got two black panelists here. Ajwa?
That's not true.
Do you have ID and proof of citizenship?
Yeah.
Just that still shot right there.
I love it.
That kid is, I think, a little scared at that moment.
He should be.
I think he crapped his pants. Mr. Poopy Pants.
Poo-poo.
That happens to all of us.
You got poo-poo blood.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen to all of us. That'd be gross.
Most people are good for about twice a year for that.
But we can't get this done.
Nah.
And it's another example of
what
are we even doing here?
That's what I'm saying. What? This is on both sides of the aisle. Something can be done relatively easy, but there's other factors that we're not privy to, I suppose.
Well, yeah, there's this whole big club, and you ain't in it.
You ain't in it. That's right.
And there are more and more folks that are trying to change up who's actually in the big club. And I really do think there are a lot of young senators, whether they're elected in the Tea Party cycle or they're elected during Trump, like 2020, 2022, these sorts of things, who would be all for this, who are all for this.
I mean,
the ones that are standing in the way are the folks that first got into the Senate in, the 90s?
The old guard, as we call them, yes.
And it's quite amazing to see, when you actually see them, because you remember, Mitch McConnell from 10 years ago. You remember Susan Collins from a while back, and then you see him today, and you're like,
you're
it's
still
not
around.
It's
You're
not
still alive.
personal.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing you for necessarily being old. I'm criticizing you for
get out of the way.
being old in the sense that you're trying to represent a nation, and your ideas are old.
But I think what they're doing is they're clinging to their little power band, and that's very selfish.
And there's definitely an element of this is my identity.
Sure.
And what will I be after? Yes, and that urge to control the situation.
Always.
It always ends, if not really badly, in a dark way, it always ends a bit tragically.
Agreed.
Because especially when it comes to time, you ain't going to win that contest by any means. So We shall see.
We shall.
I doubt the SAVE Act actually gets done. I doubt the talking filibuster is actually instituted. I think we are in for more of the same GOP disappointments because of these old people.
And what does that tell us with the upcoming 2026? It could be very disastrous for
Could
us.
be.
Yep.
Now, that said, the Democrats are also a little just like, they're just not great.
They're very disorganized.
Yeah. The response they had to the State of the Union, I'm not even talking about Spanberger or whatever her name is. Yeah. Just in general, like, it was embarrassing and disappointing. And there are a lot of folks who know this. Now, especially on the immigration issue, you think folks are softening on it. No, the Democrats are going to run away with this issue in the midterms. Say their names and these sorts of things.
Right.
And in fact, there are a lot of folks who go, that was awful, that was tragic. I actually think the Trump administration's engaged in too much, say, enforcement theater, like having the cameras and the people out and fully decked out there in the streets and like. But that doesn't mean you love the Democrats. In fact, here's that guy on CNN laying out some latest polling numbers.
This, I think, is so important to note. After all the events in Los Angeles, after all the events in Minneapolis, after all the events of the last year on immigration, can Democrats actually take advantage on this issue? And a look at the polling suggests actually no, they're in a worse position than they were at this point during Donald Trump's first term. Take a look here. Trust which party more on immigration. In 2018, Democrats had an edge of about 6 points. You come over to this side of the screen now, look at that. Republicans are the ones who actually have an edge on immigration. So this whole idea that Democrats are going to be able to take advantage of the immigration group, of the immigration issue, actually doesn't bear itself out in the polling, despite everything that's been going on. In fact, Democrats are in worse position than they were during Donald Trump's first term.
Yeah, maybe they don't like what Donald Trump, the president, is doing, but they don't think Democrats will do a better job.
Correct. They think Democrats will do a worse job on immigration than Republicans.
All right.
Because that's just true.
It is.
We saw what happened. You remember how they kept saying the only way we can secure the border is do this big old bill, comprehensive bill? Yeah, and it was James Langford of the Republicans, I'm pretty sure commissioned by Mitch McConnell to go make that sort of deal. Yeah. Again, you get to see like the backside. Maybe Langford didn't want to do it, and his arm was twisted or something like that.
Choice,
right?
Yeah.
Like, so I can understand the necessities politicians might face, but I'm getting a little tired of those necessities getting in the way of what is just common sense, what polls well, and to heck with like what people are voting for in polling. Like, what's probably the correct policy for a just and robust society?
I don't think that inclination is residual anymore in those type of people like a Mitch McConnell. He's not there to be an altruistic, good servant and a representative. I mean, let's be honest. We know from secondhand reports from some people close with Coach and Senator Tuberville, some of the things that have been said to him from Thune and from people allegedly like that, and McConnell. That's really upset him. I think there's a lack of respect for anything except their power base, and I think that's troubling.
Yeah, and I think it's just the nature of serving that particular beast.
Well, it's selfish, yeah.
Yeah, the political instinct is...
There's our good friend. There's Gavin. Hey, Gavin.
Yeah, so it's already beginning because people realize, Trump only has so much time left.
Well, he does. You're right.
It's just the nature of it. And here's Gavin Newsom. Again, it's already beginning that J.D. Vance is probably scarier. J.D. Vance is like worse than Trump. Remember when it looked like for a second Ron DeSantis might actually squeak in? Trump looked a little tired and weak when he first announced for 2024. And already you had Democrats going, Ron DeSantis is even worse than Trump. And it's just, it's so obvious if you're paying attention.
Yes.
It's like, well, whoever you're actually challenging is the worst person in the world.
Absolutely.
And Trump becomes like the teddy bear, like the good old days when Trump would make us laugh, even though we were a little frustrated too. Anyway, here's Newsom laying out that case that J.D. Vance and Rubio as well, these are some scary dudes.
Talk about a guy who put a mask on and his face grew into it.
Mm.
I mean, J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio were two of the most effective critics, just like that guy, what's his name, Graham, Lindsay.
What's his
of
name?
Donald Trump.
Hey.
What frauds, what phonies.
Hi there.
But JD is a unique fraud and phony.
Oh.
And he's a little more dangerous. And the folks around
My
him,
goodness.
these are not folks that believe. I mean, listen to some of its biggest funders, the way they talk. There's a nihilism.
It's not going to be Gavin Newsom. No. Just this guy.
There's
there's not going to be Gavin.
I pray that's who they run. I pray it.
I think AOC whoops him in a primary. Oh, it's not going to be Gavin Newsom. I don't think it's going to be AOC either, but right now everybody's out there clearly running for president. We'll play him in a second.
Okay.
Do not underestimate, because of his gift of gab, he really is just a great communicator. Stephen A. Smith. He is playing with the idea of running. Now, a lot of folks, who knows what the Oppo research could unearth, and you run a bunch of ads and money against him, and you bring him down, bring up his negatives, bring down his positives, yada, yada, yada. But in terms of a guy who can look into a camera, who can go on any show, go in any environment, make his case, and do it in a way where you're like, well, I don't even fully agree, but man, that guy's got a point of view. I don't feel like he hates me either. He's doing the same thing.
I think he's a unique individual. I just wonder how they're using the ESPN franchise as a bullpen for politicians. We have Paul Feinbaum. We have Stephen A. Smith. I love it.
But here's Gavin going on and on. See, it's just not going to happen, Gavin.
To the way they talk about the world. I know these guys. I literally know them, not figuratively know them. Some of them are in the book. Knew them back when. So again, I don't want to be overly hyperbolic about this, but but that said, it's going to be hard for Trump. Trump still, you think this guy is going to sit there in the Oval Office waiting for you to ask him a question and say, well, sir, Jen's not here, and she's in Iowa with the debate with Vance. There's no damn way on earth. So he's going to try to run this out till right after the end, until he can pick and choose who goes behind him, or God forbid, we don't take back the House of Representatives, he may be on that ballot.
Wow. He's out there flapping, man. You just let him keep talking. Him and AOC, you guys keep talking.
Right. Now, here is that guy who's like, he really wore that mask and just lived into it. Like J.D. Vance.
I like J.D.
Well, and let's say, for the sake of argument, before I play this clip, that everything Gavin Newsom said about J.D. Vance is true. He's just an opportunist. He's
aren't you all?
He just wore into that mask, and he says whatever he needs to say. I'm like, you too.
Yeah.
And it's just the classic example of like, hey, don't vote for that guy. All he does over there is be political.
Yeah. Vote for me.
You don't want to go to that doc across town. He just practiced medicine over there.
That's exactly what they're saying.
Like, I guess game recognizes game, though Gavin Newsom actually having game outside of California.
He's such a goofball, man.
But here's J.D. Vance recently, and I think this is going to be part of the overall message heading into the midterms for the Trump administration. This is Vice President Vance, talking about the affordability problem.
So it's funny to me, when the Democrats talk about affordability, you heard the president talk about this in the State of the Union address. Hearing the Democrats talk about affordability is like hearing an arsonist complain about fire. It's your fault. You guys left us a country with sky-high inflation. You all left us a country where we were going everywhere but America for energy. You left us a United States of America where the average family was $3,000 poorer. So our attitude is, you know what? When you talk about affordability, you're exactly right. You caused an affordability problem, congressional Democrats, and we are here to fix it.
Not terrible messaging.
I don't think it's bad at all.
I don't know. As I watch that, I'm like, I think a lot of Republicans are kind of to blame, though. And maybe not J.D. Vance personally. Maybe not even Trump personally. Though Trump was there when they printed up a crap load of money.
Yeah, they did.
During COVID.
Sure did. And gave it out.
A lot of money. And you got to wonder how much did the Federal Reserve in particular. Like, I love that, too. That's this game we play. Like, yeah, it's Democrats' fault. No, it's the Republicans' fault. I'm like, what if it's like the untouchable so-called independent institutions' fault?
Sure.
Whether it was the disease itself of COVID,
or was it
with gain-of-function research being funded in biolabs that should never have been doing that sort of research in China, or it's the Federal Reserve. How much money did they move around?
A lot.
In order to keep the economy afloat. Isn't that weird, by the way, folks? That when everything was shut down, like everyday people are shut down, the stock market kept going, everything's fine.
It's a false sense of propping up there. Yeah.
Right. It makes you really consider, like, ooh, now that they're robots and the AI, like,
What
we
are we
might
gonna
be,
do?
more of us are going to be unessential personnel.
This is true.
Do you remember that moment where they're like, they listed different jobs that were
Oh, yeah.
essential and unessential?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And somehow I was essential? And I'm like, I know that's a crock of crap now.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm a jackass. Like, I talk. They're like, but you're media. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah. You know. So much for you getting the COVID relief funds, you know, for taking time off.
Goodness gracious. So it's shaping up to be an interesting
we'll see.
midterm election, because I think the mood of most Americans is we don't like any of y'all.
You're right.
Well, I like you more than that guy, but I don't really
It's
like you
saying
that
I
much.
like cat poop better than I like dog poop.
Right, yeah. Right. Now, I mentioned this guy, so
Okay,
let's
listen to it.
Let's go to Stephen.
Oh,
A.
yeah, I like him.
And again, do not underestimate a man who can really hold his own, like, talk about, like, the just oratory skills, like the ability to hold a conversation.
I like him a lot.
Meet people where they are. And what I want to see, though, is how does he do a speech or a monologue? And I think he's done many a monologue in his time in broadcasting.
Yes, I've watched him.
So this is clearly Stephen A. is considering running. Just everything he's been saying of late suggests that. So he's going to go down the line of, I believe, the Democrat candidates.
Okay.
Let's listen in. A lot of folks saying this is pretty brutal by Stephen A. on the Democratic Party. It might be he's doing this because they're going to be his opponents.
Them have a chance of winning. We can go down the list. Gavin Newsom, here you are, and we saw what you just said. Whether people believe it or not, or because you got folks on the left trying to defend them, fine. Crime, homelessness, affordability, environment, debt in California, please. You got to convince me. Oh, so you want us to let you run the country, but we see what's happening in California. Good luck with that. Kamala Harris, that's where you come from. You didn't even want to run for the governor's seat in California. You should have been able to win that one. You didn't want that. Okay, we saw what happened during the election. You had 107 days. Biden put you at a disadvantage. That's all true. But your interview on The View sealed your fate. When they asked you, is there anything that you would do differently than Biden? You're like, no, I can't think of anything. Nobody's letting that go. And back to Gavin Newsom. Everybody
Hold on. In defense of Kamala, she was drunk.
Need to move to the center to some degree. Look at it that way. What do? 2 weeks later, you're on scene on TV talking about when it comes to transgenders, transitioning from male to female. Even if they're children, you really have no problem with that, with them doing such a thing without parental consent. I've said this to numerous people who would listen. If my child is underage, you can't come to my child to tell my child to walk down the street to the store without my permission. How in God's name you think you can do something that serious without parental consent?
We used to not let them go to a PG-13
Are you kidding me? That is just utterly ridiculous. That kind of soundbite is going to be held against them. So I think that those two right there, they hurt themselves immensely. And I don't think the Democrats wanted Kamala Harris. And I think that has a lot to do, as you saw her write in her book, she didn't feel like she was completely supported. So how you going to suddenly get the support for 2028 if you couldn't get in 2024? That ain't going to work. Pete Buttigieg, as I said on Real Time with Bill Maher, he doesn't move us.
Yeah.
He just doesn't move us. It's just that simple. All right. And then you have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. I respect her. I respect her passion. I respect what she tries to do for her constituency in the Bronx, New York. That clip of her in Munich was one of the most embarrassing videos we may have seen.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is a, this is of course a very long-standing policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
Listen, when Mitch McConnell, the former Senate Majority Leader, froze Ladies and gentlemen, we were wondering whether or not he had a stroke. We know he's old. We know there are health issues. That is a vibrant young lady. That is AOC.
Yeah.
Okay? That was not a health issue. You were not prepared. You did not know what you were talking about, and the world saw it. Now, if they had walked up to you on center stage, if they had walked up to you while you walking the streets of the Bronx and just stuck a camera and a microphone in your face and you were caught off guard, that would be different. No, you flew across the world. You flew across the ocean to attend this conference.
You're specializing in that.
Specializing in that.
Yeah.
And that was your answer. You can't get around that, and the Republicans are going to have a field day playing that at every turn. Do I believe she has a shot to win the Senate seat over Chuck Schumer down the line? Yes. But her as a world figure, nah. They're going to hold that against her forever.
So you see what I mean, though? Like just casually sitting down, able to go run through it.
He's good. And let me tell you what I think. I'm okay with him running in the Democratic Party. He makes sense. He's not going to be playing the stupid cards that they play.
And you don't get the feeling like he hates you.
No, he doesn't. He's a good dude. I think he's a good dude. Yeah.
So it's going to be fascinating.
A lot of people don't like him because he speaks what he thinks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that's what we need more of.
Well, and they're in, of course, all sorts of Democrats who are, for lack of a better word, programmed.
You ain't kidding.
Brainwashed. The programming, the brainwashing will be, like Rosebud. And then all of a sudden we'll hate him. We'll hate him. Like he's a traitor for this, that, or the other reason. And you might even get the whole like race traitor stuff. You might what I mean?
That would be thrown on him for sure. Yeah.
But if he can withstand that sort of thing,
I think he can.
He might be a contender. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, this part of the program, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
I love them.
And at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim and Madeline Cannon, they're ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy or refinance. Real estate decisions are not one size fits all. And before you freak out because of interest rates or housing inventory or whatever the national news is panicking about, don't make your decision based off of that.
That's right.
Make your decision being advised by a great local company that's looking out for your best interest and, are going to create that fit to you real estate decision. So it could be you're looking for money. Well, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity.
Yep.
Or it could be you're a veteran. You haven't taken advantage of the VA mortgage program because you thought, the VA system's broken. Well, not the mortgage part of the VA. It remains one of the strongest home financing options available, offering benefits like no down payment purchases and 100% cash out refinances. So, folks, at least get in touch with them today. Start the conversation today. Don't waste your time with online mortgage calculators. Or looking around at some of these 1-800 lenders or let a flashy mailer get your attention. Go ahead, get a pre-approval from Alabama Home Mortgage, and it helps you shop with confidence instead of guessing. Or if you're looking to refinance, they can help understand your goals and walk you through that process. And by the way, it's not just Alabama they serve, though it's in the name. They also can service Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee. So y'all check them out today. Start the conversation at 567-4223. That's 567-4223, or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
From weddings and concerts to cookouts and construction sites, TT Porta Toilets has been serving Central Alabama for over 30 years. Whether you need standard portable toilets with wash stations or upscale restroom trailers for special events, the Tierce family has the right solution for every occasion. So when you're planning your next big event or project, make it easy on yourself. Call 285-5513 or visit ttportatoilet.com. TT Porta Toilets. Clean, convenient, dependable.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that, because each year thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The best news is no cold air in sight. The risk of showers clears out of the state early. Then we start to see improvement by later on, especially in the afternoon. With a high temperature today up to about 72. Just a little bit cooler tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low temperature down to about 51. Great weekend forecast. We start off with clouds tomorrow, then work our way into sunshine. Nice day, high 73. Sunday looks like a beautiful day with a high in the upper 70s with mostly sunny skies. And even Monday, what a great start to the week with more sun, high in the upper 70s again. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
Let's go right to the phones at 334-272-9228. And let's talk to Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days, how you doing?
Hey, Stephen A. is number one on ESPN for a reason. He's got a large following of males.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he has an attraction, and as you said, he can speak the lingo. He hits a vibe with young males, And did you hear his take on the State of the Union address?
I don't think I did, no.
Oh, you need to pull that up. He and of course he went off on Trump, but then he switched it and he went after the Democrats, and he said they ought to be embarrassed. He was embarrassed for the way they acted, and then he said, "Look, you just played right into his hand." He said he rolled you. He said he served you up. He said when he asked the question, who would support, who was in favor of the country versus and he said, and when y'all didn't stand up and everybody else cheered, he said that was for the whole world to see.
Exactly right.
And the thing about it, the thing about it is, gentlemen, is that what if he's the Bernie Sanders? What if he presents himself in such a way and he's got this large following, and now what are they going to do? Mm-hmm. Are they going to pull the rug out from under him? And then maybe does he jump to the Republican side? Maybe he's on the stage. I mean, there's just a lot of variables with him. They better be careful with him.
He's a wild card, isn't he?
And
he is.
A wild card named Donald Trump got
about
something going, so you know.
Yeah, this is true, and he doesn't have the political baggage other people do. And talking about the Clintons, I bet if you took one of the old Clintons' donors list and matched it up with the folks on Epstein's list, I bet they'd be one for one.
You're probably right.
I mean, how can you believe anything either one of those two crooks, charlatans, sleazeballs say? I mean, both of them ought to be in jail for the deal in Arkansas. I mean, the only reason they're not is because Susan McDougal went to jail for them. And I mean, he had his bar license taken away from him, and I mean, both of them, and Hillary. I don't know what scrubbing a computer means. I don't have any clue that. They're just habitual liars. I mean, why would you even believe anything either one of them said?
True.
Yeah, and well, I mean, we'll see once the video comes out. It should be entertaining at least. Appreciate you, Simpler.
Thank you.
272-9228. Again, if you want to get on the conversation, 334-272-9228. Now, let's go to some state stuff, because I've been leaving this out. Well, actually, some calls rolling in. But did you see this? We don't have to spend a lot of time on this. This professor, it's a TPUSA student group, was harassed by a University of South Alabama professor, calling them dog crap grifters, a bunch of fascists. And it's like, it's one thing when it's another student, and it's like, like he's a professor on campus, and he's just going over there.
Can't do that.
Like, lambasting these kids every day. They set up a table, and they finally got it on video. It's gone viral.
Good.
And there's something about these folks. It's like garlic to a vampire. There's some
reprehensible.
Like, and they apparently at one point he referred to Charlie Kirk as the neck guy. You know what I said earlier about all the dark stuff coming out?
They're demons. Yeah.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Is this?
Hey, this is East.
Hey, East.
Hey, East.
Hey, I've got a quick question for you guys, and I trust you. By the way, if Eddie is Sam Ganji, then I think that your partner there, that's Aragorn. So
Aragorn.
Ranger.
That's big shoes.
Listen, thank you. I would always fancy myself as Aragorn too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
I like
Strider.
That.
I mean, every time I hear your name, Troy, I hear the theme music. You know. Dun, 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 dun.
I love it.
Hey, well here's my question though. Hillary Clinton said she was not. She had never met Epstein, and I have been seeing a picture floating around of her pulling on his tie with him and Bill, and they're having a big laugh. Is that photoshopped, or is it AI, or is that real?
I think that photo's been around a long time. I think it is real, but who knows in this day and age?
Yeah. I don't trust the AI stuff. I mean, even if it shows something that I thought, well, that would be nice in a fantasy world.
But I think I know what you're talking about. That's a very old kind of classic photo, so I think it is real.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I think of course she's met him, and like they're like Howard Ludnick was like, oh, I only used my neighbor, I only met him once, and he was caught in a lie. There's so many people lying about knowing this guy.
Ghislaine went to the wedding. I mean,
Yes.
come on, she knows who they are. Yeah.
Sure. So here's the other question. If you lie under oath, and I'm thinking about who was the internet news guy that went to jail for so-called either not speaking to
Both Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro, yeah.
Yeah. If she lies to Congress while under oath, is there any kind of penalty for if not for her, for the average citizen?
Well, good luck getting a judge to do that. They're happy to do that to Sloppy Steve, but in some ways, Bannon always kind of has stuff like that coming, just how he operates behind the scenes. He himself very close with Epstein. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, and I'm no big fan of his, but I'm just real leery about this AI business, and it's I don't want to sound like an old guy when I say that, but maybe I am an old guy. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joey. Say it. Say, see you later, Boomer.
Oh no, see you later, wise elder of the show.
Yeah, there
You're
you go.
you're Gandalf the Grey. That's who you are.
Right.
Yes. You shall not pass. All
That's right.
You guys have a great weekend.
You too, brother.
Appreciate you. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. I won't play the video because there's cursing in it and stuff, and we still have FCC regulations and whatnot. I know. And plus, I'm trying to tame my tongue a little bit.
It's hard to do around me.
Just in general around the politics stuff.
I understand because there's a lot of emotion.
But a source with knowledge of both incidents, where this Professor Joshua Lioi,
okay.
Lioi.
Let's see if I can find
Joshua Lioi. He's a Department of Mathematics and Statistics assistant professor.
Okay.
Approached the Turning Point USA table event. Again, this is University of South Alabama. Apparently to confront students with leftist talking points and crude name calling. However, this time those students were ready with a camera set up to catch him in the act. And the national organization that shared the video provided support. A source with knowledge of both incidents, there's one filmed and one not, said that Lioi visited the table for the first time. When he visited the table for the first time, he referred to Charlie Kirk as, quote-unquote, the neck guy and made a finger gun motion to his neck before turning his sights on a young woman who is a student and attempting to shame her for being a member of the organization. Mm-hmm. He then, on the incident that was filmed, saying, I understand you're a fascist propaganda organization. When students responded and engaged him in conversation, one student noted that the first thing the fascist governments do is disarm the population. Lioi was asked what the first thing Hitler did during his rise to power, and he responded, he jailed communists. One student asked him to explain how the group is fascist, noting that in addition to calling us dog grifters last week, Lioi responded, that's true, I did.
He's a nerd. I'm looking at his picture.
Yeah. No, and it's very much a, I don't know the guy in full, but it is demonic behavior to sit there and mock in that way.
No doubt. Taunt.
Yeah.
That's trying to get a response.
Like, make fun of people's pain and suffering. It's a pretty evil thing to do.
You know what a real quick fix for that is? Ass-kicking violence on The Objective.
We got one today. I was waiting for an AKV today.
That guy needs AKV put onto his resume and his CV.
We mean that figuratively for our legal reasons.
Yeah, that too. That's a disclaimer.
Yeah,
but I mean it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm saying, come on back, brother. Don't give in to it, brother.
Oh, I know.
That guy.
That guy needs a good whipping.
But he's not worth it. He's not worth it whatsoever.
Oh, look who joins us.
And also, it's this 20th century game, and I really think the 20th century, like the devil was at play.
Oh, sure.
And it created this dynamic of you're either a fascist or a communist.
A communist or a Nazi.
And it creates this false dilemma.
Yes.
Either a fascist or a communist. And in moments like this, I will always say this. What was the Berlin Wall called by the East German communist government?
Mm-hmm.
The anti-fascist protection rampart.
Yeah, sure. Got to keep them out.
Right. And my suggestion is now that we're getting into the 21st century, maybe we don't have to choose any of that false dilemma.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe you could have a nation under God that respects the liberty and dignity of every individual person, that respects intermediating institutions like the family and the church and great small businesses in particular, not to mention the big firms that rule the world right now. Like, it might be possible that you can have a just society and not fall into utter fascism or the insanity of communism.
Agreed. You know, we could take it a step further and just say, listen, there's no more communist fascists. There's either dumb or smart people. Oxygen thieves or oxygen givers, you know? I mean, it's something like that.
Anyway, we got to hit a break here in a second, but look who's joining us now.
He showed up. Our
Eddie
long-lost
Bader.
wandering.
What's up, ladies?
How are you doing, man?
Pretty good. Had to take care of some business this morning.
Good.
What was that? Why did you send me a picture of your food?
Because I ate that on the way here, Joey. That was so
what was
freaking good.
What? It was fries and was it a gyro?
Gyro. I found some place in Millbrook that's got them. And then they put fries on the gyro.
Oh.
They put
and you already ate it. You didn't bring anything in here.
I got a
It's fine. We'll eat
Put
later.
gyro sauce all over it. On the
Tzatziki
fries.
sauce, yeah.
That sounds good.
I'm like, don't be sending me food. I'm kind of in the middle of a little bit of a fast here for tonight. Like,
Exactly. I'm kind of prepping you.
Anyway.
Temptation, just like devil.
Yeah,
What we were talking about.
yeah.
See, he comes in
Devil, you
different
know.
forms.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
I know he doesn't.
This one doesn't
He
scare
doesn't
me.
mean he's not-
He
he's
doesn't
okay.
scare me at all.
I hope not.
I don't try to scare you.
I kind of want to.
That's funny.
Don't speak in that tone to me. So we got to hit a break, and hopefully on the other side of this, we'll be talking to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Y'all stay tuned.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This is Jennifer Pestricelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. We're home to 7 radio stations at a rapidly expanding digital marketing platform, and we're looking for our next great sales professional. At Blue Water, you'll build customized campaigns that include radio and targeted digital marketing solutions. You'll prospect new clients, manage your own accounts, and work in a fast-paced, creative environment. Media or digital sales experience is a plus. Send your resume to jobs@bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Got the whole Friday gang here. And we have Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances on the phone. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, life is just fine. Doing quite well. What's the score there today at Cohen's?
Like 24 to zip.
Nice.
Had some people come in that got a refrigerator. We got that delivered for them today, and they had some little challenges with getting it to fit, but our guys were able to get it maneuvered in there to where it could fit and they could open the doors like they need to.
Nice.
And of course, as usual, Michael Jackson's blowing and going and trying to get everybody taken care of, getting TVs installed, and had a service call first thing this morning in Greenville. So it's been a good day, and it looks like the rain, I don't know if it's quit, or if it's over, but it has quit. So all my delivery people are happy about that.
Oh, you bet.
Oh, you got to believe,
Yeah.
especially like you got to move a fridge around, and it's like it's wet, it's slipping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's wet, it's slippery, and the concrete's slippery, trying to get it into the house. And I remember one time we had one at the lake that you had to go down a big steep hill with a Sub-Zero on concrete, and then you had to get almost down to the bottom and had to turn. And nobody's happy on those days, but it's got to get done.
You're going to test out the back today.
That's right.
Can it make this
That's
turn?
right.
Well,
that's when your daddy said you should have gone to college
Yep.
to get a better education.
That's the day you go learn that.
That's great.
Well, folks, y'all get by there. Great service, great products, whether on the electronics or appliance side of the store. You can always shop online at thinkcohens.com, but nothing like stopping by, actually. 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael. Be like, hey, I heard you on that radio show. And Eddie and Troy and Joey, they all seemed good that day.
It was like the Three Musketeers were back together.
There you go.
Exactly right.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
See you, Michael.
Now, I've been saving an Alabama story for him to get here.
Oh, yeah?
Good.
Because I just know how he's going to react to this.
Let's see what it is.
And in fact, Jeff Forr sent me this last night.
Yeah.
And he sent me I don't know if y'all know the meme where it's like I guess I could show y'all here. This kid.
Oh, yeah, I know that kid. I know that kid's meme very well.
Yeah. So here's the story. Representative James Lomax of Huntsville, he was just named Majority Whip.
Okay.
So Stadhagen's out.
Yep.
And Paul Lee is now the majority leader. And Lomax was named by leadership to be the Majority Whip. So Representative James Lomax has filed legislation that would eliminate up to $1,000 in state income tax on qualified overtime pay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's why
These guys, man. Like, I'll take it. But, we had an overtime tax cut that y'all got rid of.
Yeah.
I can't be mad.
They have a solution looking for a problem.
Goodness gracious.
Can't be mad.
He's a first-term lawmaker, and this screams, by the way, politics, because he's going up against Representative Mo Brooks for that seat.
Okay.
And who's the guy who really pushed this on the Democrat side? We talked to him. Anthony Daniels, from Huntsville as well. Oh, that's interesting.
That's
interesting.
Becoming really interested
like
in.
Down the road, who might be a state senator, for instance.
Wow. Ooh.
And now, like, Representative Lomax, I don't know him. But all of a sudden he says affordability is the number one issue in our country, and I want Alabama to be a state that prioritizes lightening the load for its working families. You almost sound like me last year. And I'm told by leadership, well, the kids, I'm getting the money for the kids for the schools and stuff.
It's for the kids, it's for the children.
Give me a break, man.
For the good of
well, the other one was bleeding us dry, so we'll just cap it to where it's $1,000 income deduction. And in fact, the guy, they've got a bunch of folks who have co-sponsored. Danny Garrett, Philip Rigsby, Norman Crow, Chad Robertson, Rick Ream,
I'll get behind it.
Chris Blackshear, Andy Witt, Marcus Paramore, Lee Holsey, Rex Reynolds, Joe Lavorne, Rhett Marquez. Will it actually pass? I hope so. But in 2025, House Republicans balked at a proposal from House Minority Leader Anthony Daniels from Huntsville to make a then existing overtime tax elimination permanent. Daniels' measure received support from a handful of Republican lawmakers, I think also including, I might be wrong about this, the guy who was just ousted as Majority Leader. Stadhagen, I think, wanted to keep the overtime tax cut.
Yeah.
But the House GOP caucus opted to reduce the state's grocery tax rather than extend the previous overtime tax exemption.
You got to keep them rich people happy somehow. So you can't give them everything.
Right.
Jeez. We won't tax you for your groceries.
I can already anticipate the arguments they're going to make. Well, that other one had no restrictions, and it was really hurting the budget, and all this money got out the door, and who was really actually working overtime? Who actually qualifies for this? And so this one will be a more narrowed bill, and we'll understand what we're dealing with.
I think the folks that were working overtime made a few phone calls. I'm pretty sure he knows who they are.
Yeah, but they don't always listen.
Seriously, I'll take it.
I can't be mad.
And the meme Jeff Poor sent was perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Smirk.
Yep.
Anyway, final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. U.S. Embassy staff in Israel are being urged to quickly leave the country amid the threat of possible military action against Iran. That's because the country may not comply with the administration's demand that it end its ambition for nuclear weapons. Pakistan and Afghanistan have traded attacks in a dramatic escalation of tensions between those two countries. In fact, Pakistan's defense minister now says the two neighbors can be considered to be at war. Former President Bill Clinton has told members of Congress that he did nothing wrong in his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and saw no signs of Epstein's sexual abuse. Clinton says by the time that abuse came to light in a 2008 guilty plea from Epstein, he had long stopped associating with Epstein. On Wall Street, it's been a very slow day for the major indexes, and just about an hour and a half away now from the closing bell. The Dow is down 672 points. The Nasdaq cruising for a loss as well. This is SRN News.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. A lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMCampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The best news is no cold air in sight. The risk of showers clears out of the state early. Then we start to see improvement later on, especially in the afternoon. With a high temperature today up to about 72. Just a little bit cooler tonight, partly cloudy overnight, low temperature down to about 51. Great weekend forecast. We start off with clouds tomorrow, then work our way into sunshine. Nice day, high 73. Sunday looks like a beautiful day with a high in the upper 70s with mostly sunny skies. And even Monday, what a great start to the week with more sun, high in the upper 70s again. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
A professor of mathematics at the University of South Alabama is having a spotlight put on him by Turning Point USA for recently harassing students at a TPUSA table debate event. Professor Joshua Loy approached the table 2 different times, at the first time referring to the assassinated founder of TPUSA, Charlie Kirk, as the neck guy. Then the professor returned to the table. However, those manning the table had set up a camera. That's when he called the students there fascist propagandists.
You know who we are, you know, and so if you could tell me exactly how we are fascists, I would love to hear you. Because in addition to calling us dog grifters last week,
the debate issue that was being discussed by the TPUSA students was on the Second Amendment and how, in history, a tyrannical government would first seek to disarm the population in order to gain full physical control over the masses. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
Residents of the town of Wadowee are dealing with a rabies case found in a rescue cat. The Alabama Department of Public Health has tested that cat and confirmed the rabies infection. Several people were exposed to the cat before that confirmation, including the owner, who took the cat for veterinary care after it exhibited aggressive behavior, which is related to the rabies. The ADPH is working to identify all who were exposed to the cat. Some are already undergoing rabies post-exposure treatment. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala. This is the Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Shut up, silly woman.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
I can't tell if it's Night Ranger or Eurotrash. I'm just so torn. In the beginning, it's really Night Ranger.
No, I've been driving around with this series.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you don't have the top down though.
No,
you're not really putting it out there,
Yeah.
Joey.
Well, if I still had that little roadster,
Yeah.
just driving, I would have to put my hair up because it with my face.
Would you wear a scarf? On a day like today, would you wear a scarf?
How rude of you!
Why?
How would you even suggest
You're the
that?
one who taught me that scarves are actually okay.
You're trying to throw all that fruity crap on me.
Dude, you look good in this scarf.
What is
You're very
this?
distinguished. You had your little
I'm trying
paperboy
to
hat and the
ascertain
scarf?
what do you.
Oh,
So
somebody
what kind of
cool
car
for
did
the
you
scarf
have?
now?
I had a BMW Z3.
Okay, good. I was
You had a
if you were
Miata,
gonna say Miata. If it's a
Miata
I doubt
M1,
you're-
I think it was
so
called.
I'd have to check your man card.
It's a Miata M1. I
Well,
think
the Miata is really the midget of course.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll stop.
Let's go to Babs. Hey, Babs, how are you?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm
Hello.
good. Y'all are doing good today, having fun and a lot of information.
Good deal.
I have a couple of questions. First of all, what is Mo Brooks running for?
A state house seat out of Huntsville.
Out of Huntsville, so I can't vote for him. Okay. And the other question, and you may know or you may not, and I've been wondering, and I got to ask my tax man, but he's kind of busy right now. The no tax on overtime that the president's bill passed, is that just for federal tax? That doesn't affect
Right.
Alabama, I guess.
Just federal tax. Yep. And the last session, the legislature here in Alabama let the overtime tax expire.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Because more money needs to go to school. $12 billion isn't enough.
There you go.
I should say overtime tax cut. Yeah.
Goes for the children.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Love you
Babs.
guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one. We love you.
It's a great lady.
No,
She's the best.
I guess we have a professor on the line.
Oh, yeah?
Byron P. Democritus or something.
Democritus.
Like that? Hello,
Professor
sir. How are you?
Democritus.
I'm good. How you doing, Mr. Clark, Mr. Beta, and Mr. Calco?
We're all right.
Now, you know, I'm the professor over here. Underneath the bus stop, we have the Contrarian University, very liberal.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a slight problem that, Joey, I hope that you can help us with before I get off the phone today.
Okay.
Now, it's sort of like the South Alabama, but it ain't quite that bad. What we got is we have 4 conservative Republican children of the legislature that have, we let them come over here to college. We try to accommodate them as much as we possibly can. They're on scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been letting them listen to Joey Clark Live without too much of a problem, you know, within so many feet of the building, things like that, until about 6 weeks ago when you got a little bit more soul-searching. You know, you become the save the guy on death row person. Now, the board got together and said, we can't have them come within 20 feet of any of the buildings at the university while they're listening to you. Now I've come on here to ask you a favor and try to get back to your old self like you was back in 2025. Now, here's the acronym that the board sent over dealing with your new behavior. Are you ready? Got your pens ready?
Mm-hmm.
Joey's unlimited, soul-tackling, intuitive, faith-invested indoctrination displayed. Justified. Now try to haul it back in. Get a little meaner on us. All right? Have a great day, fellas.
Get behind me, Satan. Appreciate it.
Joey, you caused some trouble. You're an instigator.
Yes.
An agitator.
Why don't you just go back?
A stirrer.
Go back to being a drug-addled sex freak. How about that? I kind of wish.
Would that have been 2000?
I didn't know you quit. My bad.
Yeah. Don't be a quitter.
Yeah. Rehab is
It's
for
for
quitters.
quitters. It's true. I mean, it's very true.
It's a true statement. Speaking of sex,
yeah, wasn't that fun?
No, I won't kiss you, he says.
No, like I'm looking at a headline from, of all places, USA Today, and I'm like, yeah. But let's get into it. Foreign spies use sex and quote-unquote gutter-level tactics to infiltrate the
This
U.S.
is what they do. You know this. This is the
You don't think we do it too?
No, we don't do that.
This is
girls
the
from
easiest
California.
in counterintelligence. When I was a counterintelligence officer, the first thing that you look at is relations with opposite sex foreign
Okay,
nationals.
let me ask you this. What happens if they're not interested in the opposite sex?
What do
you
you
guys
mean?
just give up?
Oh, you mean, well, I told you what happened to me that time when I was in Dubai. I go into that bar and to smoke because you can only smoke in there at this really nice hotel. It was a Traders Orient Hotel. It was a real nice hotel. And I go in, all these girls are in there, and they're all, I realized quickly they're hookers, and they're relentless on you. And I had slept my cigar and finally left. I told him I had a venereal disease. And the one goes, I do too. What have you got? Trying to trade, like go fish with me. But that didn't even deter her, so I left. But it happens. And I think that what you see today is a lot of flattery and a lot of on social media. Oh, wow, you were a colonel in the air, whatever it might be. And that's how they build relation bona fides with you. And then,
So here's the story from a man named Kim.
All right. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's like Kim, like it's a Swedish name, like Helmgard.
Okay, Helmgard. Yeah, that's be
HJ. Not that H. HJELM.
Yeah, he's probably Norwegian or Finn.
Yeah, it's a man named Kim who wrote this up for USA Today. The foreign woman was attractive, well-dressed, and confidently at ease. Isn't that what you like in a lady, gentlemen? A woman who's confidently at ease.
You know I do.
Yeah.
She struck up a conversation in person with the former American soldier, at the time a senior defense contractor, answering his questions about the company she said she worked for and the job she claimed to do. By the end of the day, her interest had taken a sharper turn, her phone lighting up his with a stream of sexually suggestive text messages. What are you doing tonight, Red One? Come for a drink, said another. Wait, that's suggestive?
Yeah.
It's alluring.
It is alluring.
It was a trap.
Of course it was.
One that has quietly played out for as long as nations have used intelligence services to pry state secrets from rivals, a tactic fueled by myth, dubious accounts, and flights of imagination. Authoritative governments will do anything they can to win. Anything, says Robin Dreek, a former FBI special agent who worked in counterintelligence. Dreek helped catch foreign spies operating on American soil. And stop me, given your experience, Troy, stop me on any of this.
So far tracking, yeah.
One American intelligence official, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said it isn't the Cold War anymore and that KGB agents aren't being tailed across Eastern Europe like a spy novel or a Hollywood movie.
True.
But officials and experts warn that America's chief adversaries, China and Russia, and enemies like North Korea, are deploying every espionage tactic imaginable to gain diplomatic, military, technological, and scientific advantage. They are infiltrating U.S. colleges and think tanks as students and researchers, recruiting insiders, engaging in corporate espionage and cyber intrusions, and, perhaps most luridly of all, availing themselves of old-school, quote-unquote, honeypots, using attractive agents armed with flattery and seduction, like the one aimed at the former American soldier. The concept is simple, transactional, salacious, the promise of sex for secrets. When does that even come up?
Well, I'm guessing at the most.
I'd imagine
pressing
before,
moment.
before than after.
I think it's more of a permissive.
It happens after the act is consummated and they have pictures.
Really? Blackmail.
That's how the game
So this
goes.
is like, I love you so much.
You've got a
I'll
wife,
just,
don't you?
yeah.
You've got a couple kids, yeah. Okay, well, here's what you need to do to get out of the sort of like they do with the sextortion with people on the internet, right? I've got video of you. I've got this. So that's how that game works.
I always say, let's go. Let's roll with it. Make some money on it.
You're like, hey,
let's go.
OnlyFans.
That's a good angle for me.
It's going to be on all fans, she says.
She knows what I do.
We have an open marriage.
Yeah.
You're right.
Talk about the demonic. Anyway,
you ain't kidding.
It can also be illegal and prosecutable, this honeypot behavior, under the Espionage Act of 1917.
Yes.
That prohibits the unauthorized transmission of national defense information that might aid foreign powers. A woman suspected of working for an Asian government approached the former soldier turned defense contractor while he was attending the 2024 Association of the United States Army.
Yeah, AUSA. Yeah.
Event as a vendor, according to a senior U.S. counterintelligence official. The official.
Was she selling?
I don't know yet.
I bet I do.
Well, he probably had a booth, and I can tell you that I told you what the Chinese do. They bring a whole army of people, and they gather every business card, every flyer, and they build a repository of people they can contact and catfish them. That's what they do.
The official spoke on condition of anonymity to speak frankly about intelligence work. Yeah, no kidding. Held annually in Washington, D.C., AUSA brings together Army leaders, defense industry professionals, policymakers, and the public for weapons expositions, panels, and networking. AUSA is no arms industry sideshow. It hosts North America's largest annual showcase of cutting-edge U.S. Army land power. It is exactly the kind of forum that draws foreign intelligence operatives eager to peer under the hood of the latest American tech and report back to Beijing, Moscow, Pyongyang, according to counterintelligence officials. The official, they're quoting, said that every year at AUSA, known and suspected foreign intelligence officers arrive to collect, copy, or steal information. Others evade intelligence detection entirely. The suspected Asian national who unsuccessfully attempted to extract information from the former soldier also approached an extremely senior U.S. Army officer at the 2024 AUSA conference in what appeared to be a seduction effort, according to a second U.S. Army counterintelligence official, again speaking on the condition of anonymity. The identities of the soldier turned defense contractor, the high-ranking Army officer, and the woman suspected of approaching them for another government have not been disclosed. The FBI is investigating the incidents. The law enforcement agency declined to comment. But attempts at sexpionage, interesting word, using seduction to extract intelligence, gain leverage, or access sensitive U.S. secrets represent a niche area of intelligence collection, are relatively rare, and are difficult to quantify according to current and former security officials, lawmakers, and national security experts. Many cases never become public because details are classified, shrouded in secrecy, carry criminal implications, and can be deeply embarrassing for those involved. The public typically learns about espionage failures. Success typically remains secret. The Defense Personnel Security Research Center, part of the U.S. Department of Defense, found that between 1985 and 2017, most of the perpetrators in the cases it reviewed, those who leaked secrets to foreign governments, were motivated by money rather than a desire to be intimate with a partner, later confirmed or assumed to be a honeypot. But there is little doubt, officials and experts say, that spying efforts are intensifying as the world's two dominant superpowers, the United States and China, battle for superiority across economic, technological, military, and ideological fronts. China and Russia have spent decades using espionage, influence campaigns, and increasingly artificial intelligence tools to steal American intellectual property, trade secrets, and advanced technologies. According to David Shedd, a former acting director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, you know that guy?
What's his
David
name?
Shedd?
I do know. I know of him. Yes.
Of him. Yeah. Okay. And author of a recently published book, The Great Heist: China's Epic Campaign to Steal America's Secrets.
He worked in he actually worked in the Far East office when I was there. I know who he is. Yeah.
Shedd says this runs the gamut from pilfering proprietary technology from the U.S. military and American companies like Boeing and Lockheed Martin to wholly legal talent recruitment at Silicon Valley startup fairs. He said this activity amounts to weaponizing the openness of the capitalist system through a sustained campaign of human recruitment, legal manipulation, and investment front operations. We're giving them the rope to hang the capitalist system in the sense that our system is set up to be really transparent, he said. We report out enormous amounts of business data associated with what a company must do that's registered on the SEC or the stock exchange, for example. And unlike Western intel services, which Shedd said are constrained by legal standards and ethical considerations, China and Russia are willing to deploy honeypots.
Amen.
What are we talking about? What is like the American intelligence community doesn't deploy honeypots?
We do there, but
Yeah,
I can tell you this: we do.
Well,
but
the Senate suggested we don't because we have standards.
I think what they're saying is this: is that the doctrine and the strategy and the techniques and tactics and procedures that our opponents use are much less decentralized in terms of morality in any issue like that. They'll gladly use drugs. They'll gladly use whatever it is. We have a standard that has to go through approvals. I can tell you that for a fact. Like I told you about the incentive lockers we had. We had heroin, we had everything, but it had to go through a lot of approval to get it dispersed. It wasn't just willy-nilly, everybody can have it. Yeah.
And they go on to say some incidents that have come to light are outrageously brazen while appearing mundane. An intelligence official, again speaking anonymously on a sensitive security matter, said that at the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense, the Pentagon, it's possible to see attractive Asian women posing as lost tourists trying to enter the building. The intelligence official who helps train America's newest generation of overseas intel officers said these pretend tourists feign a lack of English, adopt a coquettish manner. That's a good word. And play dumb to probe the area's perimeter and identify its weak and strong points. In this context, weak and strong points can include drawing basic conclusions about who is coming and going from the Pentagon, the official said. The popular image of intelligence work is that it's all rooftop chases, solo missions where it's the Bourne Identity, essentially.
Like
No. But the reality is way more spreadsheets than spycraft, collecting reports, validating data, writing cautious assessments. Real intelligence collection work is usually team-based, bureaucratic, and slow. While seemingly humdrum, seemingly insignificant activity like that which the intelligence officer said is taking place outside the Pentagon can yield valuable information. For instance, a theoretical visit by a Taiwanese military official to the Pentagon could interest China, given its long-standing vow to reunite Taiwan with the mainland. Now, there's so much to this.
Well, so here's the deal. There's a new concept, and that's why I wanted to have Dr. Bill Dean on at some point when we can find time. He is an expert in what's called hybrid warfare, both Russia, China, any of our near peer adversaries, and they have a very decentralized control system. And what it does is it's just spread chaos. And, hey, listen, how many of those honeypots strike? Well, I can tell you this. There's several of them that do successfully, and they get people all the time. So it works.
And then some people survive them. I mean, look at Eric Swalwell.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, you bang one Chinese spy, and then everyone forget it.
This one.
Oh, I got a way we can fix this, Joey.
How?
Okay. Remember that movie Spies Like Us?
Doctor.
Okay. So they send a couple fellows like us to those conferences to act like we are well connected.
Yeah.
And then we just absorb their honeypot.
And we tell them all sorts of stuff that just ain't true.
Yes. But we absorb the honeypot.
That's probably a moral.
You become a magnet of sorts.
Yes.
To detract from the, interesting.
Yeah. Just saying.
I thought you were going to say, well, endowed, but you said connected.
Well, I mean, we could put that on our shirts or something to get the attention that we may need.
That's false advertising and another lie.
Oh, no. But that's
it's
okay.
the
They're
spy
used to
game.
lying.
Yeah,
it's a spy
it's
game.
a spy
That's
game.
right.
But some who have fallen prey to sexpionage appear shockingly naive. In July 2025, a U.S. Air Force employee at U.S. Strategic Command at Offutt Air Force
Base. It's the home of Strategic Air Command. It's outside of
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Pleaded guilty to conspiring to transmit classified information about the early stages of Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Yep. David Franklin Slater, 64.
He's retired. He was a retired officer.
Retired Army Lieutenant Colonel working in a civilian role, was sentenced to 70 months in federal prison, 1 year of supervised release, and a $25,000 fine for disclosing the top secret information via a foreign online dating platform. Oh, that's. Ooh.
You would be surprised at how easy. Dude. I mean, listen, there's guys out there that have no life outside of being military. So it's easy to, we know people. I've told you some people that we know personally that have fallen prey to this kind of scam. So it happens. It happens.
Yeah. Here's some of the messages on that site, though. Dear, what is shown on the screens in the special room? It is very interesting, said one of the messages sent to Slater in March of 2022. The special room was a reference to the base's operations center, of course, a classified space, which he had access to. You are my secret agent, with love.
Secret agent.
My secret agent. Yeah.
On or about April 14th, 2022, the contact wrote to Slater yet again, My sweet Dave, thanks for the valuable information. It's great that two officials from the USA are going to Kyiv. Prosecutors did not identify the person Slater exchanged messages with. In a similar case, retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Bishop was sentenced in 2014 to 7 years in federal prison for passing American national defense secrets to his Chinese girlfriend and illegally keeping classified documents at his home while stationed at U.S. Pacific Command in Hawaii.
Cool.
Bishop, 60 at the time of his sentencing, had top secret security clearance. He emailed the secrets about U.S.-South Korea joint military training and planning to his girlfriend. Bishop also kept classified materials at his home about U.S. Armed Forces defense planning guides and the Department of Defense's China strategy. The emails were sent to a 27-year-old Chinese woman living in the USA as a graduate student on a J-1 visa, who was secretly romantically involved with Bishop, according to federal investigators. The FBI said the pair met at an international military conference in Hawaii, and that the woman, whose identity was withheld, was likely targeting individuals with access to classified information. Bishop was lured into something tempting that turned out to be a setup.
See, again, we go to Hawaii for the military. We do this for our country.
Mm-hmm.
We absorb these honeypots.
Well, but here's the next section here is gutter level honeypots.
Oh, okay.
Other examples of attempted sexpionage are far more shocking and sordid.
Mm-hmm.
A senior defense industry professional within the last year traveled to a major European city to meet a Chinese government delegation about a private corporate contract. According to a person familiar with the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity again, the defense industry professional was repeatedly propositioned in his hotel room by multiple sex workers he believed had been sent by the Chinese delegation to secure his compliance for the contract.
Yeah.
How'd they get in your room? Each time the defense industry professional returned to his hotel room, he found either a different sex worker or one he had previously rejected, disguised with a wig and altered hairstyle. After this occurred multiple times, the defense contractor alerted the hotel's management, who, according to the person familiar with the matter, appeared complicit. Fearing blackmail, the defense industry professional ultimately chose to sleep in the hotel's gym in full view of a surveillance camera to avoid any appearance of impropriety. Smart.
Been there before.
USA Today is not releasing additional details about the incident, including its exact location, to protect the identities of those involved. Chinese officials did not respond to a comment request. Benjamin, what is QIU? I don't even...
QIU would be, it's definitely Chinese.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they don't follow the QU rule. So
I don't know. Benjamin is his first name. He's a Chinese-born, U.S.-based lawyer who tracks legal and political developments in China and Hong Kong and their impact on international business. He previously helped manage a high-profile technology firm, investment fund in China, but was later ostracized by the country's officials for criticizing the government. The essence of the Chinese government is that it's a kleptocracy, Benjamin said.
It is.
They are a bunch of thugs and bullies. Blackmailing is a feature of what they do, whether it's gutter-level honeypots, industrial corporate espionage, or coercing small, less powerful countries at the diplomatic level. Yep. There's endless blackmailing going on all the time.
$1 million, you can be a Chinese general or an admiral. That's all you got to pay.
Yeah, it is fascinating though when you see the particular stories, and some of the folks are just dopes, man.
They
like
really
especially
are.
the online dating sites.
It's bizarre to me, but it happens.
Nerds, they don't get around a lot.
And
of
also
people,
men
so-
in their
That's right.
60s.
Yeah.
Well, that's when they're most susceptible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Why do you think so many men that are retired moved to places like Thailand?
But we've only focused on the Chinese. Apparently, Russian operatives.
Philippines.
Anonymous officials said Russian operatives were more aggressive when it came to honeypot operations, which they sought to use primarily on American diplomats overseas, and not to steal information, but to obtain or acquire potentially damaging information on an individual such that they could be blackmailed.
Blackmail.
Most Westerners who have spent enough time in Moscow have had their favorite story of an attempt at seduction by a swallow, as the women of the KGB are called.
Yes, they are.
Well, you know, it happened to Trump. He had that lady pee on him. That happened over there in Russia.
Oh, yeah. I remember when. Russia. Aaliyah Rosa knows something about all this. She said that Russian authorities trained her in the dark art of seduction, influence, and manipulation to infiltrate high-profile drug gangs, political operations, and people trafficking networks as part of a Moscow-run sexpionage program. Her work took her all over Russia and parts of the Middle East. Rosa, now 41, lives in California and said she has not been an active spy since 2004. She also said she was never deployed to the United States to undertake covert intelligence work. In recent years, she has spoken increasingly openly about how Russian female agents use a playbook that exploits human vulnerabilities to steal secrets from the West.
How dare they?
Yeah.
What do we do, Troy? What do we do? Do we do any of those kind of things?
Here's the deal in espionage. This will always be around. It's been around since the days of Bathsheba. Listen, listen. And the other thing that's important to note is that those individuals, they operate. They are basically hired. A lot of them are hired, so they're kind of rank file amateurs. But there is a observation system where they can get you, photograph you, and then they own you. And I would argue this, that for a lot of them, it may not be sex. It might just be that I'm important or whatever it might be at that moment. But yeah, it backfires quickly.
And this next section, you said this is nothing new. This is about the greatest woman spy of the century. But America's first commander-in-chief, George Washington, suggested that lewd women, quote-unquote, influenced an Irish soldier in the Continental Army, effectively the first formal American military unit, to join an assassination plot against him in 1776. After Thomas Hickey, that's quite a last name in this context, was hanged that year for mutiny, sedition, and treachery. Yeah, sometimes a name is destiny. It's like, I didn't do it. Well, look at your neck, man.
What's your name?
Washington warned that his fate should serve as a caution after he was hung to all soldiers. Mata Hari, born Margaretha Gertrude Zell in the Netherlands, but Mata Hari was a dancer turned suspected spy executed by a French firing squad in 1917 for allegedly spying for Germany during World War I. Famous for seducing soldiers and selling secrets, a reputation some historians now consider a little exaggerated, Hari became the archetypal femme fatale. French prosecutors dubbed her the greatest woman spy of the century. Of course they did. Of course they did. In 2019, French counterintelligence officers spotted what they believed to be a disproportionate number of marriages between female Chinese students and French sailors at naval bases. Uh-oh. Perhaps the most astonishing honeypot story of all is M. Butterfly Affair, the M. Butterfly Affair.
Mademoiselle Butterfly.
The 20-year romance between French diplomat Bernard Bourascott, or something like that, and Shi Pei Pu.
Who?
Shi Pei Pu.
How much she pay?
She poo-poo. Poo-poo blood.
A male Chinese opera singer and intelligence officer.
Male.
Bernard not only passed classified secrets to him, he also believed for 2 decades that she was a woman.
Oof.
And that the child they, quote-unquote, had together was his, when in fact the child had been procured by Chinese authorities as part of the deception. Both men were eventually imprisoned for espionage in France in 1986.
The French. What do you expect?
Not only did you get honeypotted, it was by a dude.
Well, that was what I was getting to earlier. Let's say, Troy, that we've got this high intelligence guy, and we really feel like the women we're putting his way is just not doing it. Do we find out if he's homosexual by sending someone else in there?
Sure. Hey, listen, here's the first thing you do when you're running operations. You go what's called spotting and assessing. You try to find people that have placement and access, meaning I'm not going to recruit you guys if I don't have certainty that you can get the information I need in an accurate, timely, and actionable manner. That's the part of the intelligence cycle. Just getting you because you work for DOD, that's really not going to help me. Okay, right. I'm looking specifically for parts on the F-35, and you work for a company, Hyundai, maybe manufactured some subcomponents when you were there, and now I'm going to go after you. So that's the way to do it. Then what they do is they look at what is your motivation: money, drugs, notoriety. Look, I have a friend who's an American spy, and show him off to your friends. Believe it or not, that really does work. And
I'm sure
they would take me. My guys would take me, and they would introduce me in private clubs to, where we smoked shisha and all that stuff. And anyways, we didn't wrestle at all, naked or anything. But anyways, I would go there, and they would show me off. Look, this is my friend from the CIA. I didn't work for the CIA. That's what he'd say. I said, that's not true. I work in force protection for the embassy. So the thing about it is, that's a different motivation. And yeah, you're right. So if I know this honeypot ain't working,
gotta try something. I mean, you keep trying, right?
What are you into, right? Maybe clowns. I don't know.
That's what I mean.
Well, and could there be like a handoff, like you do develop a relationship, get a bunch of information, then a new person enters into that?
Well, that's the biggest problem with the intelligence cycle is this. The CIA and State Department would ruin most of our operations. I'd get someone who started to trust me and would work with me, and then they wanted to come in and take it over, and that person has no bona fides with them. And then they lose the source. They go, your source sucks. No, you suck.
No, you suck. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to go through that because...
Sorry, I get fired up because I watch so many disasters occur. But what I wanted to leave you and your listeners, this is a constant battle, constantly going on. Every conference, every defense conference, there's an army of Chinese and Russian people that come through there.
Joey, we could be serving our country in a whole different fashion right now.
I don't think this is the right time.
Just saying.
Like you're married.
You don't love your country? I am a great wing guy.
American.
I would...
Oh, you'd be the
3 and 4 at a time for you.
Right. And I guess...
You are looking for a girlfriend.
Thank you. Honeypot.
Not that kind, Joey says.
No, not at all. Get me one of those Chinese cats.
That's what you need, man.
You don't need that. Yeah, you do not need that.
because they're real popular. Actually, the church is growing in East Asia like crazy.
Really? I know it is. That's great.
Much to the chagrin of some of the atheist
Is that
communities.
right?
Yeah.
Not liking that, huh?
No, they don't like it at all. Anyway, this part of the program, that was great. I knew like you'd be able to pull on a lot of your
Well, it's funny
experiences.
because you're right. You go, how could this happen? But you'd be surprised at the stories of successful, like high-ranking people that fall for these things.
Okay.
And
One, and I hope I don't make you mad, Troy, but General Petraeus.
oh no, you ain't gonna make me mad.
They were
just
he's a
doing
dirtbag.
push-ups together.
He's a dirtbag.
Thank you.
Because the man was fornicating. He is the worst kind of security threat because he was cheating on his wife.
Yep. On top of all that, he was.
What was the
cheating on
woman's
his
name?
wife.
Pamela Broadwell?
Yeah. She was a think tank person they brought in. But look, man, come on.
Don't matter.
She was taking classified documents back and forth to a tent with no control. I mean, danger, man.
I always remember her name because, again, a name can be destiny. Broadwell, indeed. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that fantastic team are ready to help you out across the board. But this is the part of the year where you should be getting those termite inspections.
Oh, yeah. Look how
done.
wet everything is right now. The ground is
They're
soft.
going to love it.
Yep.
And then it'll start to warm up a little bit.
Yep.
They'll love it
Yep.
even more. And before you know it, they're eating through.
Well, what's going to
all
happen?
your property.
You know, we're 70 degrees a day. We're still in February, so you know we're going to have 2 more winters.
Mm-hmm.
So these bugs are going to warm up. They're going to come alive, and it's going to get cold again. Where are they going to go? In your house.
In your house.
In your house. Not my house. I got Pest Pro Services.
Why
in your house.
Why don't you code switch all of a sudden? But get in touch with Pest Pro Services that not only can do the termite inspections, but of course wildlife control services
Yes.
when the season is right, mosquito services, and of course they have this basic pest control package. You get rid of all those other nasty critters like cockroaches and wasps and ants and all the spiders and all the stuff you don't want around. So y'all check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsrevregion.com or just search for Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure, folks, to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You can't control interest rates. You can't control housing inventory. And you definitely can't control what the national news decides to panic about this week. But here's what you can control. You control your timing. You decide when it's the right time to buy, when it makes sense to refinance, and when to tap into your equity to renovate, invest, or consolidate debt and free up monthly cash flow. Real estate decisions aren't one size fits all, and they shouldn't be driven by headlines or social media noise. They should be based on your goals, your finances, and your life. The smartest moves happen when you focus on what you can control and work with someone who helps you see the full picture. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, "Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a storm-free, nice weekend forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, a little cooler. Overnight, low temperature down to about 51. Not bad for February. Tomorrow, I think we start off with clouds, but we work our way into lots of sunshine with a high up to 73 Saturday, 78 on Sunday with more sun, and even the start of next week with Monday's high up to about 78. Sunshine will dominate. Get ready for some spring fever from the Blue Water Weather Center. This is Rich Thomas.
At ASC, we're more than a credit union. We're your neighbors. We live here, grow here, and deeply care about this community. That's why we created ASC Cares, to give back, stay connected, and support the people who make this place home. Because when our community thrives, we all do. ASC Cares, federally insured by NCUA.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, we got Soldier Boy on the line, but I'm seeing here U.S. men's hockey gets heroes welcome and criticism.
Oh, please. And
can't stop.
And it's just like...
Who's criticizing?
Huffington Post.
Yeah.
Libs.
Who gives a flying fart?
Yeah. Amen, brother.
It's funny because they have been criticizing him. I can't think of the player's name now off the top of my head, but twice he's been on center ice for the last two nights in two different games, and they've given him a standing ovation.
Yes.
So,
Good.
Well, it shows how they used to be able to
Morons.
shape opinion.
Yeah.
And now
they can't. Their magic is weak, and it bugs them a lot. I mean, it bothers them a great deal.
And not only that, hockey is the fourth most popular sport now and growing.
Pretty conservative, too.
Right.
And they're not going to like it. It's a little violent.
And they're trying to pit the men and women against each other and all
the
sorts
men
of
versus
every
women.
little angle.
Ridiculous.
Let's go to Soldier Boy. Hey.
What up, Soldier Boy? Hello?
Soldier
Hello?
Boy. Hi.
This is Dirty Water.
Oh, Dirty Water. I'm sorry. I thought
Eddie wrote it down as Soldier Boy. But what's up, Dirty Water?
Hey, you guys, and Troy I love your show, Joey, Troy, and Eddie. I love it.
Thanks.
But I was a point man and a scout swimmer for Marine Corps BLT back in the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about hookers, right?
Yes, honeypots.
There's a little town outside Camp Schwab, Oklahoma called Honoko.
That's a no-go area. Isn't that a no-go area, I think, from what I understand?
The way you're laughing, I go, no, it's not a no-go area.
Wait a minute. I had a hooker tell me, she said, you fixing to deploy. You be gone for 3 months. You know what I mean? I was like, what?
What?
And I hadn't heard nothing from
Sure
command,
she did.
Ain't
that something?
But let me tell you, we deployed right on the exact date she said.
I believe you. I believe you.
We went to the Philippines, then we went to Thailand and Cambodia, and then Singapore. And out of Singapore, we headed west into the Indian Ocean on the USS Anchorage.
Cool.
On April the 24th, 1980. You know what happened there?
Yeah, Beirut, right?
No, it was Operation Eagle Claw.
Oh, Claw, yeah. The failed mission to get them out of Iran.
Yeah, we were going to be the backup, in
Holy
case they
cow.
got into some real crap.
That's awesome.
But a hooker told me all that stuff.
Hey, wait a minute. Now, listen, isn't it true? Isn't it true for you crayon eaters that you have a manual, a field manual, why you should not marry strippers and exotic call girls and stuff like that?
Well, they should pass that
for
on
all
to
your
NBA
lance
and NFL
corporals,
players,
for every
too.
lance corporal and below, they have to have that issued out.
And I just hope, Dirty Water, that you didn't have to tell the hooker, hey, that's a no-go zone.
Well, we didn't eat the purple crayons. Okay?
You know what? I had one of my good friends, Sergeant Major from PACOM, told me we eat the red ones. They taste like blood.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you for your service, man. We appreciate all you've done. Yeah,
Thank you, man.
right on.
Great call there.
Yeah, it's good.
Honest call. Honest.
Yeah. I wonder how much penicillin.
But
they went through.
listen, let's talk about what he just said. Loose lips sink ships, right? That's the whole idea. That hooker knew everything that was going down, and he was right.
Let me ask you, you think she was asking, or you think somebody's in there bragging?
It could maybe a little of both. I don't know.
My money's on the braggers.
Probably on the bragger.
Yeah. Trying to get a discount.
I don't know if you really want that.
And y'all know, like, changes happen to me, and I just had this moment of, like, how my morning started,
right,
and where we are now. Yeah.
I'm taking you down into the gutter, gutter appeal.
You want some cinders?
I feel great, but it's
Think
like
of us as Euro trash.
What a world!
what a
world!
What a long, strange trip it's been.
Indeed.
Grateful Dead.
Real quick, before we hit this last break,
yeah,
bring on Ray Bowles. I found this interesting thing where it's these two should not have met to do an interview.
Oh,
because it's just like. It's Rick Rubin. You know Rick Rubin.
I love Rick Rubin.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
And guess who he's interviewing?
Matthew McConaughey. Oh,
good Lord.
Dude. They both can just talk and talk and talk. So, like, this is actually a very poignant moment where they're talking about faith
Moses.
and going to church. So let's listen.
Tell me about your spiritual life. I'm happiest and most connected spiritually when all day, when I'm praying with my eyes open, when this is a prayer. Yeah. When every exchange is a prayer. But truthfully, what do I also need? Yeah. Come Friday, I kind of need Sunday morning. I need that church. I need to go to that place to do inventory on the loved ones in my life, to do inventory on my week, to roll through my mental Rolodex and see the people I love in their truest form and just be like, I wish that for them. And then end on me. End on an image of myself, not Instagram happy, not just where I am. And if I can grasp that image, that's my final. So let's take that to the week. But I need that Sunday. I need that ritual where I'm forced into going at the most, I'm number 2. You know what I mean? I need that humility. Humility was a word that I struggled with for decades because I would always lose confidence and I'd be passive. Explain that. Humble. And I would recede.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard a definition that humility was just admitting you got more to learn. And all of a sudden that one my shoulders went back. Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yay. But now I'm engaged. Now I can be involved. Now I can be confident. Now I can be like, again, I know what I don't know. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff I don't know. Well, that's humble. But face it. You're not bowing your head to that. You're going, yeah, I do. 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know. Yeah. I'm still searching. Well, cool. Instead of, I don't. And I've gotten a better relationship with that through my spiritual life, and it's in the last probably 10 years. But I do still need Sunday. I was raised on Methodist, and Methodist in a stereotypical way. We were raised. It's a lot about gratitude, being thankful for what you do have. That's still a big basis of my sort of daily spiritual. And I got that from the family, and I try to carry it on with my family. And I think it's really important. I think it's really a strong, easy foundation.
Tell me about your prayer life.
Yeah. We have, there's the nightly ritual around the table.
Mm-hmm. Before dinner?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which everyone goes around. Give us one thing you're grateful for.
Just wanted to kind of end on that note because, man, when you see the two names, you're like, but then, especially Matthew McConaughey, who's caricatured himself, he's jumped the shark so many times, but
I like that deep conversation side of him.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, instead of crying on the sideline at a Texas Longhorn football game after they get beat. I love it.
This is true.
I love it.
Sorry. Why do you think you needed Sunday morning?
Yep.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
The Tampa airport saying, say no to pajamas when flying.
Good.
I can get behind that.
Me too, man.
And I am a guy that don't dress up when he flies, but I don't wear pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
I do wear my Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you wear socks with your Crocs?
No, not no more.
Good.
I used to wear black socks with them, but people called me out in Jamaica and made me feel foolish.
Hey, Mom.
I lost the socks. Suddenly I was cool.
Nice. Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet after that. Hey, Ray.
Hey, that makes me think back to when I was 21 in Uganda, okay?
Yeah.
I'm in Uganda, Africa. I'm packed up, ready to go. And when I was there, there was 12 guys in the Bible Institute I got really close to. So I gave them all my clothes. I gave them all a shirt, a pair of pants, and a pair of shoes. We're all hugging bye and telling everybody bye. And all of a sudden, one of my buddies named Stanley comes up. He was late. And you could tell, he's looking around. It's like, everybody's got Ray's clothes on. Well, no, I didn't get anything from Ray. And I'd given it all away, right? I had no more clothes to give them. And I felt so bad. So I ran back into the little house thing that I was staying in, and I put on a pair of green plaid pajamas and an old white shirt we had painted in.
Oh, Lord.
Had paint all over it, and a pair of flip-flops.
That's funny.
And I gave him my clothes I was wearing, my shoes I was wearing, and my socks. And I flew from Uganda back to Atlanta in my pajamas, and I painted
Oh, my God. That's great. Hey, bless the gift and the giver. Bless the gift and the giver, man. Yeah.
It was great until I hit Atlanta, and everybody sort of looked at me.
I bet they were.
Wow. I get it. I said, y'all just get in the car. I'll tell you in a little bit. Just get in the car. Get in the car.
That's great.
But like, what do you do in that situation? You don't have another choice.
That's what you do.
Give what you got. Yeah.
That would have been a long flight if I didn't have pajamas.
Yes, it would have been.
Yeah. I don't know if they let me back to the U.S. Just my underwear.
You're the guy that I got to sit next to.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
you're
my
like,
lunch.
so what happened to you?
And the other thing that I found odd, going to Uganda, the plane was empty.
Really?
I mean,
Wow.
we could lay out across the street.
Wow.
I mean, who wants to go to Uganda?
It was that way when first time we went to
Backpacker was
Korea.
packed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, coming back to the U.S. Oh no, that thing there wasn't a seat available.
Yeah, I
on
believe
that
it.
plane. We were packed. Yeah, good times. I don't know if I could do that today. I'm too old.
You still selling carpet and floor?
Hey, absolutely. If y'all need a floor, call us 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free measurement. Next thing you know, you got a floor down.
Give folks that number's 285-8117, and be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles telling a great story on the radio with Joey, Eddie, and Troy.
That's the beauty of not being able to read. I've learned how to tell good stories.
There you go. There you go.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great
See you,
day.
Ray.
Have a great weekend, Ray.
So, did we learn anything today?
Don't drop your high-powered rifle in Siberia if you're running away from a bear.
Yeah.
All right. Don't. If you are in a foreign country and good-looking women are all of a sudden interested,
Be very
in you,
cautious. That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't take
That's
them
what
up
you
on
took
it.
away from this? You
Yeah.
didn't take away, if there's a military conference in town, go. That's what you should have taken away from this. Go. Find the most famous general's last name in this area and make it your last
Eddie,
name.
you need Sunday morning.
I do.
Eddie's opportunistic. You're being very guarded. So the
I'm a
two
yes
shall
man.
meet.
Amazing how we came away with different
Well,
takes
and you
from
also missed the first hour where somebody accidentally packed a canned margarita in their kid's lunch in Atlanta in Fulton County.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
11%
an honest
alcohol.
mistake, and the police made a joke out
Oh,
of it,
good,
saying
good.
like, yeah, but it was like Doritos and a sandwich, and it's like a can, and it was margarita lime.
It's going to be a stressful
11%
day.
alcohol.
11%. Yeah, those kids are gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Tommy, come try this.
It's better than the white Xanax bar
Yeah.
and methamphetamine in
That's
the other
true.
lunch.
Well, and then that drunk guy in the Washington State Legislature.
Oh, gosh. He
I
was
was so happy at all the work we were doing.
was just challenging.
Representing
Yeah.
people. And
As I pass out.
You know that happens down here.
Oh, yeah.
at Goat Hill. Come on, man.
On the regular.
anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Good show, gentlemen. Happy hour with Greg and the team. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump says that he is not pleased to see former President Bill Clinton being deposed today. He says it's not something that the former president should have to go through, and also that he doesn't believe that Clinton actually did anything wrong with regard to the Epstein scandal. Democrat lawmakers say that Clinton has tried to answer every question during a deposition over his relationship with Epstein. The Democrat said during a break after 2 hours of questioning, Clinton had not invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. President Trump said he's not happy with the latest talks over Iran's nuclear program. He is indicating he would give the negotiators more time to reach a deal to avert another war in the Middle East.